Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's J Mill. Hashtag Luke.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nest.
All right, it's one of the biggest days in the history of your Edmonton Oilers as Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year contract extension. He is not getting a raise. He's going into the final year of a contract that pays him $12.5 million per season. He will continue to make $12.5 million per season in the 2 years after this for the 2-year extension. So, greatest player in the game, unbelievable talent, looks at the situation and says, you know what? I'll take the same amount of money. Shocking stuff. You know what this means for all of you out there? The next time you want to raise, your boss is going to laugh you out of the room. Even if you're the Connor McDavid of your workplace, you're screwed. How you doing, everybody? Maybe that's not the right way to look at it. He is Jason Mill. I am Reid Wilkins.
I think that's exactly how you look at it.
That's exactly. Was that how you would have handled it at Yvonne's Furniture?
Yeah. Hey, man. Connor stayed at the same price. And you want a raise?
You want a raise?
You know, it would be like, remember those WWJD bracelets that were all the rage?
Aren't they still all the rage?
I don't know.
Do people still wear those?
It would be, now it's WWCD.
What would Connor do?
What would Connor do? That actually might be something.
That actually might be something that catches on in oil country. You should trademark that as quickly as possible.
Trademark.
Jay has trademarked it. The WWCD bracelets. All right. That's story number one today. We will touch on some other things from the world of sports over the next 3 hours, but of course the McDavid extension is story number one. Luke Gazdic is going to join us at 4 o'clock. Of course, a guy who was briefly Connor McDavid's roommate earlier in McDavid's Oiler career. Luke now with Sportsnet. He's a weekly guest here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Matt Cassian from the Oil Stream here on Edmonton Sports Talk will check in, and Tom Gazola will visit with us as well. Of course, we want to hear from you today. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better? Do you wish it was longer? Are you shocked at the amount of money? That was certainly my reaction to the money as it started sort of trickling out this morning that, yeah, it's going to be less than Kaprizov. Yeah, it's going to be under 15. Yeah, it's going to be well under 15. And then I was like, what is going on?
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's start there. Because I was seeing the same things trickling in. You know, Elliot Friedman saying McDavid's going to extend today. And then he retracted that and said McDavid's going to extend. He didn't say today. But then you're thinking, okay, this is awesome. This will be great. You know, everybody thought it was going to be Monday. It's before the season. Great. Awesome. And then when it came out at 12.5, I literally thought that was a fake account. I clicked on the account to make sure the spelling was correct, because you'll see that, right? Somebody will change one letter from Elliot Friedman's name and da-da-da. You know, no. 12.5, Reid.
Yeah.
I mean, shocked.
Well, okay, so here's, and I referenced this when I hopped on the Oil Stream today with Tom and Dustin. Because when McDavid spoke on September 5th, so this was still during the captain skates, he came out, he did a scrum, he answered some questions, and I was left that day, and I think you as well, that he was going to cash in. That he didn't want to settle for being an underpaid player in the mind of the hockey world. No, he talked about, well, here's the clip.
Yeah, let's play it.
This is McDavid from September 5th, so little over a month ago.
Trying to come up with a solution that works for everybody. You know, as I said, I put everything I have into this and deserve to be paid what I feel is fair. With that being said, this is a salary cap, and my only desire is to win. So trying to figure out that balance is tricky.
All right. So when he said, "I want to," I want to hear
Trying to
this
come
again.
up with a solution that works for everybody. As I said, I put everything I have into this and deserve to be paid what I feel is fair.
Okay, so I've put everything I've had into this, and I deserve to be paid what I feel is fair. I interpreted that to mean is I have busted my ass since I was 4 years old, or pick a very early age in his life, to be one of the most talented hockey players who has ever lived. This might be my only opportunity to get paid for doing that at the height of my powers, right? Potentially, if he was going to sign for 8 years, because that contract would have taken him into his mid to late 30s. So that's how I interpreted that at the time, that there was not going to be a hometown discount. Even though he brought up the salary cap, and even though he brought up winning, it just seemed to me that everything was going on at the time, and then as it dragged on and on and on, is that he wasn't going to take a hometown discount. That's how I interpreted that. But as I said, who can really understand Connor McDavid? Certainly not me.
Well, when you listen to that clip back, he says all that. And yes, he would be deserving of whatever contract he got, however high it is. But he says, with that being said, there is a salary cap, and my only desire is to win. Connor was telling us everything that was going to happen at that moment. I just don't think he knew exactly how to get there and at what term. So I think that's what this process was figuring out, maybe not the dollar value, because it's the same as it was before. He probably said, well, you guys just pay me the same. It's the length of term. And giving them enough time, the organization, and quite frankly, him and his teammates, the opportunity to succeed in that window. Because that's what this contract is all about. The Edmonton Oilers now have, 4 seasons to get this done. Well, three seasons.
Yeah,
3 seasons to get a Stanley Cup. Right. That's the way I see this. Now, who's the pressure on? That's going to be a question that comes up a lot today. It's suggested that the pressure is on Stan Bowman and management, Jeff Jackson included, obviously. I think Connor McDavid put a lot of pressure on himself as well by doing this. And I mean, I just can't explain it properly how much cojones this took for him to do. I mean, if you want to talk about a captain, a leader, the man of the team, you're looking at Connor McDavid. What he did, how he signed this, and left that money on the table for this team to use and utilize to bring in other players. I mean, how can his team not want to run through any sort of wall that is in front of them for that guy?
Well, and this is what I find interesting about, he said, I want to be paid something that I feel is fair. And he basically decided, $12.5 million is a great deal of money. And it is, of course. And don't forget, it's U.S. But still. So he decided, that's what, if you would have said to me he's not going to make Kaprizov or over 15 or whatever, I would have said, well, you know what? Maybe he just looks at his buddy, his best friend.
Yeah.
His running mate on and off the ice, and says, Leon, 14. We're both important to the team. Let's both make the same. Let's do this together for at least a few more years and see what we can do. But instead, he came in and said, no, I'll just go off the previous deal. I don't even need to get a raise for this. I'm fine with that. I'm making a lot of money. Let's go and try to win the Stanley Cup. But I like what you brought up there about the pressure, because I get that there's a lot of, Bowman and Jackson better not screw it up, or past managers have let this guy down. I get that, but quite frankly, I don't think Ken Holland let McDavid down. I think Ken Holland actually did quite a good job as GM of the Oilers, quite frankly, and they were starting in a pretty bad spot. That's just myself. But it's not just pressure on the manager. If the Oilers don't win the Stanley Cup in the next 3 years, depending on what happens, I don't think you can just say, well, Bowman and Jackson screwed it up. There is pressure on McDavid. There is pressure on Draisaitl. There's pressure on the core of this team, and now Jake Walman's one of them because he got a long-term extension today as well. there's pressure on all those guys to capitalize on this. Now, I get what everybody's saying. Bowman brings the players in, but it's, any GM, it's their job to improve the team and put good players around them. Why hasn't Hellbuck won a Stanley Cup? Why hasn't Shesterkin won a Stanley Cup? Why didn't Henrik Lundqvist win a Stanley? I mean, there's pressure around all those guys. So anyway, there's going to be enough pressure to go around. But man, oh man, it's going to be fun watching them try to do it. Even without the extension, he's a great player. You want to see what he can do. Now we know it's going to be at least for 3 more years, counting this year coming up. So this is a heck of a day to talk about the Oilers, to talk about Connor McDavid, and to talk with you. So here's how you can get in touch. And welcome if you're new to Edmonton Sports Talk. Thanks for finding us today. If you're taking us in on YouTube, subscribe to the station. Subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk. If you're on iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio, I think you can favorite the station, or it'll just come up if you repeatedly listen to it. So that's pretty good. Here's what we want to remind you. If you are on YouTube, click the thumbs up button. All right. And again, if you're new, we even have a jingle to help you remember.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We should be able to get to 100 thumbs in an hour.
Come on, let's go.
We got a big audience today. Everybody click that thumbs up. Make it a habit. Share the show link with other people. People might be looking for some McDavid content. Say, hey, these guys, this station's been talking about it all day. They got great guests. They got great perspective. They have fun. Yes, we'll touch on some Walman and Blue Jays storylines throughout the day as well. But of course, McDavid will be the focus. You can email Reid, R-E-I-D, at edmontonsportstalk.com, J at edmontonsportstalk.com, and you can text the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week. That is from 2 to 5 p.m. We should flash back to another clip we had on this show. Luke Gazdic's going to be on at 4 o'clock. Here's something Luke said when we had him on September 26th.
I know a bit. I don't know a ton. I'll be honest with you there. It's pretty clear to see what he's like. You guys know this. He's not going anywhere. I say that openly. I don't say I don't think he's going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
All right. Well, he's not, at least for 3 years.
Well
then
said.
We can do all this again. I will say this. The one thing that surprises me, and
one thing?
Well, I'm surprised about a few things. I'm shocked about the dollar amount. I wondered too, given McDavid's personality, because now he has to go through this again in 2 years.
Yep.
So he plays this coming year. His current contract expires. He plays the first year of his new contract. And then starting July 1st, 2027, he's eligible to sign an extension again. So he's going to have to deal with this again. But I guess that's a 2 or 3 years down the road problem. For now, he got an extension.
Yeah. Now it's time to get it done. Because if this team does not have a Stanley Cup at that time, I don't know, is that a guarantee Connor McDavid leaves? No,
but I don't know if, as I've always said, I don't know if winning a Stanley Cup guarantees that he stays or leaves either. And I don't think most human beings can't know for sure how they're going to feel in 3 years about something.
I don't know, Reid. I mean, he has said this continually, that my only desire is to win. Well, if this team goes out in the next 2 years and gets a Stanley Cup, Connor McDavid has achieved the highest goal that you can achieve in hockey.
Yes.
In winning the championship, winning the Stanley Cup. If he does that with this group, I have no reason to believe that he would go elsewhere, especially looking at these contracts and the length of a lot of them. I mean, this group is available for 5-6 years. Well, 5. I mean, if you're looking at, Leon Draisaitl's signed till 2029-30. Right. So I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this 12.5.
Well, but Tango just put on the nest head, enjoy the next 3 years and see what happens. And that's the thing. Like if McDavid would have come out today or tomorrow and said, okay, I'm playing this season and I'll talk about a contract once we're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or win the cup. I would have said, okay, enjoy the season. He's on your team. Marvel at the talent. And now we can say that, okay, well, for the next 3 years, enjoy it. Hopefully there's a cup. I know that's the ultimate enjoyment. But also, as I've been referencing, it appears with McDavid and Draisaitl that they're going to play together. And they're going to maybe play together for a long, long time. As in, the lines won't go back and forth every game. They're going to turn them loose and see what they can do. So there's another great little possible bonus for the upcoming year.
Yeah, I sincerely hope that Knobloch sticks to it. And we don't see on Wednesday night, halfway through the first period, this changed. Right?
Well, usually they don't go away from it. Usually when they start the game with McDavid and Draisaitl together or go to it mid-game, it stays that way for the rest of the game. So maybe, there are a few things. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't think players make demands about line combinations. I think they respect their coaches. But there's also little hints you can drop to your boss. Like they might have said, man, it'd be fun to see what we could do together the whole year. And maybe Knobloch thought it's like, well, if I keep winding up putting them together anyway, maybe I should just start with them together.
Why not?
And tell the other guys, okay, you have to do your part as well. Anyway, we'll hear more from Stan Bowman, and we will talk about Jake Walman as well. That's an important contract for the Oilers, 7 years, $7 million per season. Matt Cassian is going to join us in about 5 or 6 minutes. Luke Gazdic at 4. Jay will have his play of the day for Play Alberta at around 3:40, 3:45. That's going to be themed for Monday Night Football. What is it today? The Chiefs and the Jaguars?
Yes.
And, of course, we got some other fun stuff to get to, but we always do this around this time of day. It is your afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
Now, this is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Sleep easy, oil country. Your captain signs a 2-year extension. $12.5 million bucks? That's less than my brother-in-law pays in alimony. The Blue Jays smacked the Yankees around to go up 2-0 in their series. Vladdy Jr. hit a grand salami with extra sauce. Let's put the brooms to him in the Bronx, Bluebirds. The Patriots pulled off a shocker last night in Buffalo. Step aside, J.J. McCarthy. There's a new it boy in town, and his name is Drake May. I guess you could say Drake may be good. I'm Chet Palmer.
The ribbon boy wasn't ready. The ribbon boy wasn't ready for that typewriter to run out.
Is the ribbon boy's name Jablonski?
I think the ribbon boy is Jablonski. Jablonski, put the ribbon into Chet's typewriter. It keeps running out. All right. We also do this every day around this time. And this is a big audience participation part of the show and a chance for you maybe get to be a little silly and show off your own senses of humor. It is the off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Give us a story about the biggest discount you've ever received. The biggest discount you've ever received. Now, we also have, I'm going to introduce Fired Up here as well.
Yes, please.
So Fired Up is for Gemco, and we also want you to fill in this blank. With McDavid signing an extension today, the last time I was this fired up was blank. Preferably wrong answers only.
Yes. Text them in.
So it's kind of like an off-topic topic for William Huff, and then somewhat combined with Fired Up for Gemco, and then we'll compile those. Well, Jay will. The last time I was this fired up was blank. Preferably wrong answers only.
Whew.
Yeah.
A big day. This is a big day. You know what? It's nice to just have something like this prior to the season that just makes everybody happy. There's no more speculation. There's no more, well, if, when, will he, won't he?
Yeah.
That's out of the way.
Yeah.
And it's happy.
What are the Flame fans going to chant? Connor's leaving in possibly 2029? Or 2028.
And honestly, it kind of feels good to shut all those others up. You know, all the other voices, you know who you are. Just eat it. Suck it.
Oh, jeez.
No, seriously. I'm serious. What do you want me to say, Coop? It's a little harsh. No, it's not. I've been seeing things, hearing things. Connor's leaving. He's going to Toronto. Shut up. He's right here. He's staying here.
Oh, my goodness.
There.
Good to see Chris in Phoenix in the Nasty Chat. Long-time listener of mine. Really like hearing from him. James says, last time I was this fired up, I'd eaten a lot of beans and forgot about my proctology appointment.
Oh.
There we go. Well, I'm sure we'll get some nice remarks for that one. Matt Cassian from the Oil Stream, one of our favorites here at EST. We'll check in after the Coop.
Connor McDavid has signed a discount deal to stay in oil country, inking a 2-year contract worth $12.5 million annually. That keeps him locked up through the 2027-28 season. Another deal was signed by the Oilers. Jake Walman getting a 7-year, $49 million contract, coming in at $7 million per season. Some other Oilers moves. Matthias Janmark heads to the injured reserve with an undisclosed injury. He's out 1 to 2 weeks, while James Hamblin has been recalled from the AHL. Ike Howard and David Tomaszek getting loaned to the Condors. While from LA, the Chargers have placed O'Marion Hampton on the injured reserve with an ankle injury. He's out the next 4 games at least. And Monday Night Football kicks off between the Chiefs and Jaguars at 6:15. Join Lieutenant Eric at Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino on Fort Road for the action. Meanwhile, NLDS action continues. Philly and LA matching up for Game 2. Dodgers up 1-0 first pitch at 4:08, while Milwaukee hosts Chicago. Cubs down 1-0 in their series. First pitch for that one is just after 7. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportMed.ca to book an appointment today. Matt Cassian checks in following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Hire it or fire it. Leon and Connor out late in a penalty kill for the Edmonton Oilers.
Are you up a goal or down a goal?
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, but I think you just told me why it should be fired, because they think offense when they're on the ice, even if they...
Yeah, fire in general. I would generally fire it. Situationally hire it. If you're down a goal late, I'm throwing them out.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian-owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Win big this NFL season at the Canadian Brewhouse, presented by Bud Light. You could win a trip to Super Bowl 60, plus prizes like smokers, Bud Light coolers, and a trip to an NFL home opener next season. Enjoy $1 off Bud Light and Budweiser tankards. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
Fall football in your living room just became the fan zone. Before you move in the giant screen, make space to cheer on your favorite team with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
I've got something under my skin, and the itch won't go away.
Okay, there it is. Connor McDavid, 2-year contract extension, $12.5 million per season. The Oilers open their regular season on Wednesday at 8 against the Calgary Flames. We will have the Oil Stream pregame show at 7, and then the Oil Stream postgame show right after the game. Of course, Tom Gazola is the host of that show, and the analyst who joins us now is former NHLer Matt Cassian. Matt, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm gloating. I'm gloating today. Gloating. All the Toronto fans. Mm-hmm. Like, because I don't know if it was Coob or one of the other young bucks that posted a nice little clipped up video of my Connor McDavid theories, and I got poo-pooed on by the people of Toronto, called insane by the people of Toronto, and so I shared Jay's sentiment where I'm just like, yeah, you just beat it. We told you. I'm gloating over that, and I'm excited, genuinely excited for Edmonton, for the organization, for the team, and for Oilers fans that now know we're going to have a little bit more Connor McDavid, at least until he leaves for Toronto when this contract's up.
All right, so the biggest shocker here for me was that he just doesn't get a raise, and I was on the Oil Stream for a bit with Dusty and Tom, and I said, I guess this is just further proof that nobody could understand how Connor McDavid thinks. I mean, even the person with the smallest ego in the world might be like, yeah, I am pretty good, though. Maybe I should go up to 12.6. Like, he just stays at 12.5.
Just stays there. Now, the flip side to this, guys, there's a winning component to it, right? Because it's like, okay, the team gets more today inside the winning window to try to win. Wherever that goes, money probably to the defense, right? Like to the defense or to another way, wherever the extra money ends up going, especially as the cap moves up the next couple of years. The flip to it, guys, and this could be the brilliance of Connor McDavid in another way, is if the cap goes up dramatically from a renegotiation standpoint, his asking price could go up dramatically the next time around. So yes, altruistic for this, but let's say you're Connor McDavid, you come in on this contract, Kaprizov at whatever he's making, you take way less. You're not even the highest paid player on your team. You win. Let's say the Oilers win a cup. Let's say they win 2 cups. How much do you think Connor McDavid is going to cost then on a long-term deal? Like, and the cap goes up. Let's say the cap goes up to like 120 million, 118 million or something, like dramatic, that increase. Well, now all of a sudden he's going to be asking for what? Heck of a lot more.
Yeah, well, but also this is the crazy thing. He might ask for more actual money, but it still might be a small percentage of the cap. If he's now he's also proven he's quote unquote satisfied to make less than some of the other big players in the game, including a teammate.
Right. For now. Right. And wants to win. And I've seen guys do that. Daniel Alfredson did that in Ottawa, where he took less than his market value because he wanted to have the team to have more money to allocate towards actually trying to do something. Like, guys have done that before. I'm just saying we can't discount that the potential for him to ask for way more in his next contract and to actually make more money his next contract. Because let's say, maybe. I mean, at the end of the day, he's taking way less than he's worth, market value. So I guess I can't say anything, but I just don't want to discount that he could make way more from a length. And maybe that's more about the length of the deal than it is the dollar value that I'm looking at that. But it still is kind of crazy that he didn't even ask for a raise. Like, I would have thought, even if it was this short term, that he would take close to Kaprizov if he was going to go less. But hey, guy wants to win, so kudos to him for that. I mean, that's I know everyone's like, well, that's a lot of money. He's already making so much money, and it's like, well, yeah, he is making so much money. And it's not like that's nothing, but he could have been making even more money. Like, you think about another 2 to 3 million US every year. You think about another 4 million every year, even over 3 years. Like, that's not inconsequential for generations that follow you from a family standpoint. Like, that is, it's lottery money. So it's kind of crazy, guys. It is really crazy. That's how bad this guy wants to win.
I guess we'll see what happens, right? I mean, nobody knows clearly. Nobody had a sniff that this was coming through at this valuation. With this all being said now, for the next 2 seasons, who has the most pressure? Connor McDavid or the management of this team?
management of this team by far. That's what that 3-year deal says, doesn't it? I am giving you the flexibility to be able to spend some money elsewhere to bring in players that will complement me, that will win this team a Stanley Cup, so that I can cement my own place in the pantheon of not just Edmonton Oilers greats, but Stanley Cup champions. That's and the greatest of all time. That's where he wants to be. That's where Connor's mind is going, right? He wants to be one of the greatest of all time, which in my opinion, he's already the most talented player of all time. And we could discuss all day with different people about that. But I think he's the most talented player of all time, not the greatest, the most talented player of all time. And winning a Stanley Cup, I think to him would cement him as one of the greatest of all time. And this just gives management the ability or the flexibility it should to try to achieve that. So way more pressure as of today on management.
What do you think? You maybe touched on this a little bit, but I think it's worth diving into, because one of the things we kept bringing up, or we would be asked by fans, is if he's not signed, is this a distraction? What does it do in the dressing room? All that kind of stuff. Well, now he's signed, and they all know he left money on the table. Now, what does this do in the dressing room to the players who are going to be his teammates, starting October 8th here?
Here's a super interesting thing. So, and this is where I just went with the Toronto fans, and they can all eat it and shove it and tell me I'm crazy and whatever. But this is the thing. So I had and this was a late blooming theory, and it started, just as a quick side note for anyone that didn't hear my rant on this, is or supposition, like it's a theory, although I think there's a lot more credibility to it now. My theory, after seeing my wife have some conflict with one of her good friends, and I had told my wife in the house that morning, I'm like, hey, just blame it on me. Blame it on me. I'm like, you take, you deal with whatever, and I know you're in a tough position with this, so just say that you just blame it on me, like, because I don't care. Right? They can be mad at me. Your friend can be mad at me. I want to preserve your relationship. Let them be mad at me. And I had this thought when I got in the car. I'm like, what if that's what Connor's doing? And he's like, I'm just going to take heat off everybody. I'm going to take pressure off everybody in that dressing room. Because if we go into the season and I don't have a deal done through camp, everyone's going to be like, that's all people are going to ask about. And yes, there'll be other conversations that happen, but like, the pressure is not going to be nearly as much on everybody else. The conversation is not going to be on, are you going to win a Stanley Cup? The conversation is always going to be around Connor McDavid and the contract, which is exactly what happened. And so now the flip side, and this would be like twisted brilliance by Connor, if that's what he was doing, to basically go to his teammates. And I had some people that were close, or had some semblance that agreed with me, that were like, yeah, he could be doing that. Like, it was not outside of the realm of realistic possibilities. But what if this guy's, because, and this would just be that mad brilliance. If that's the case, if that's real, here's the crazy part of it. When we're looking at the start of the season, what you just said, Reid, now we're going to be asking, oh, how do you, like, Connor's making less money now. How does that make you feel? Where's the conversation still? It's on Connor McDavid and his contract. Where's the conversation not at this point? It's not at this, how are the Oilers going to start the season? It's not what happens if they struggle at the start of the year like they did last year. It's not like the conversation is basically Connor saying to his guys, like, hey, then on multiple levels, because now even with the money he took, it's like, yeah, you guys see I got you, and now I'm going to take less money. I got you even more here. And guess what? Now because I took less money, they're going to be asking me about taking less money, and you just put this on me. Like, again, this is theory. It's theory. I don't know this for a fact. But for me, I'm just like, what if this is just mad brilliance from Connor McDavid doing this? That even now, Reid, that you're asking me, well, what does this do? And what, like, with the teammates conversations, like, we're going to be asking Connor about the money and why he took less. And it completely shifts the conversation from the media and from everybody else and all the storylines surrounding the team. And what if he's doing this whole thing just to which it very well could be, just to be like, hey guys, I got you. Let's go just play and do our thing and go try to win a Stanley Cup. It could be absolute mad brilliance, which would be amazing.
Matt Cassian, of course, you get him on the oil stream, and 2 guys and a goalie all season long. I forgot to say 2 guys and a goalie off the top of the show, Matt. My apologies. But, of course, hockey's starting, so there's going to be oil stream pre- and post-game show as well. I know you got to be a dad here right away, but we shouldn't ignore Jake Walman and all this. Just a thought on that contract and how you see him sort of rounding out the Oilers' D-core going into this year. Yeah, well, I thought it was a reasonable number for term, and with the cap going up for a guy that can play in your top 4, and you're wanting to play in your top 4, younger, relatively younger, it could be the type of contract that at the end of it, you're kind of like, maybe not the best dollar value, years 7, 6 and 7, but you're really hoping through years 1 through 5 that you're getting some really good years out of this player. Loved his some of the grittiness he brought to the game. Thought he was a good addition. So it's a solid, and it's not surprising that it happened on the same day, because who knows if there was a dollar difference between what Walman wanted and the team wanted, and now McDavid comes in at that lower number, and they know that they're going to have extra space. And so they have the ability then to sign Walman to a 7-year deal. In what better way also to go to McDavid and say, okay, we're going to try to use this. So I thought it was a reasonable price. I don't know if we love it the last 2 years of it, but for the first 3 or 4 years, I think a very, very solid deal for the Oilers and for Walman. All right. Cass, thanks for hopping on. Of course, you got 2 guys and a goalie, noon to 1, Tuesday and Thursday. You're back on the oil stream, or you're on pre and post, right? With Tommy again? That's all systems go. Yep. Awesome. Yep. Okay. All systems go. And I'll talk to you on post some nights, because Reid is back after home games. So you get to put up with me a little more. Which is beautiful. Make sure today too, guys. I didn't mention it, but tell Luke I said hi. Maybe I'll fire him a text. Yeah, please do. All right. As always, you both are gentlemen and scholars and true professionals, and it's beautiful. Love being on here. Love having you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. So kind. Okay, sounds good, guys. As Matt Cassian. So yeah, good perspective there from Cass. Was McDavid sitting back being a master manipulator of everybody? I don't know. I don't know if he thinks that way. Again, we don't understand how he thinks. But I should clarify, because I know I still see some people asking. McDavid is not speaking today. Nope. He will speak tomorrow after practice. Apparently, he didn't want to come out to the podium in the Hall of Fame room and do that. He just wants to do a regular media scrum after practice. So I'll be in that, trying not to be crushed, and we'll see what he has to say. Do you want me to come along? Clear some room? That would just be another body to crush me. Oh, I can move people. Like I could be your. You could be my blocker. You could be my lead block. You could be my Carter O'Donnell. Yeah. Let me come and I'll make some room for you in there. We need to get that microphone in there, Reid. Oh yeah, we'll get it in there. I'll be fine. Yeah, I've been in some pretty big ones over the years. But Stan Bowman did a Zoom availability today. We'll have some of the key comments from that, mostly on McDavid. And we don't want to ignore Walman and all this, though McDavid is obviously the big story. So we'll have some cuts from Stan Bowman throughout the afternoon. And of course, again, your participation, very welcome today. 780-218-9999 is how you text the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. If you're on YouTube, you can post in the chat there and give us a thumbs up. We are at 101 thumbs, baby. Wow. So there you go. We just got to go for 200. Let's go for 200. We'll go for 200. Keep clicking away. You share the show link with somebody else. Say, hey, check these guys out. A lot of McDavid talk, a lot of Oilers talk, getting you ready for the season. We're going to do your play of the day coming up. That's a big one for perfect week last week. Quickly. Yes, perfect week. You went perfect for your play of the day, 4 for 4, because we didn't have a show Tuesday. You know who else it was perfect weekend for? Who? The Edmonton Elks. Yes, it was. All the teams that they needed to lose lost. Do I know? So that's good. That's also as well. All right. Here's an update with the Coupe. Then we got the play of the day. Luke Gazdic coming up at the top of the hour.
Big news in oil country. Captain Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year extension worth $12.5 million annually. That locks him up through the 2027-28 season. Jake Walman has also re-upped with the Oilers on a 7x7 deal. The 29-year-old's extension kicks in for next season. In other news, Ike Howard and David Tomaszek have been loaned to the AHL Condors. James Hamblin being recalled to the NHL with Matthias Janmark placed on injured reserve. Janmark is out 1 to 2 weeks with an undisclosed injury. For the Elks, they've added wide receiver Justin McGriff and defensive back Gavin Holmes to their practice roster. McGriff, part of the Ticats during the 2024 training camp, while Holmes comes from the University of Texas. And down south, the Chargers are without O'Marion Hampton for at least 4 games, placing him on the injured reserve with an ankle injury. And on the field, it's Chiefs and Jaguars going toe-to-toe. Catch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric down at Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff for that one, it's at 6:15. In the MLB, it's the Dodgers and Phillies meeting for Game 2 of their series. LA up 1-0. First pitch just after 4. After that, it's Cubs and Brewers going at it. Chicago trailing 1-0 in the series. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. Shop in-store or online at ParamountFlooring.ca and tell them EST sent you for 10% off your next purchase. Jays, play of the day, and much more on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Oil Stream.
What a day. Connor McDavid, I am stunned. 2-year extension, no raise. What a legendary move from your captain, Connor McDavid. My goodness, that is absolutely insane. Trev, I got to know, man, how are you feeling right now, buddy? Speak for all the Oilers fans out there.
Man, that's crazy. I was not expecting this. I feel great.
Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Alberta Snowmobile and Power Sports Show is back October 17th and 18th at the Edmonton Expo Center. See the 2026 lineup of sleds, ATVs, decks, GMC trucks, gear, and accessories. Meet 13-time X Games pro athlete Levi Lavalle. Presented by GMC. AlbertaSnowmobileshow.com.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses. Because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Okay, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year contract extension. The average annual value remains the same as his current contract, $12.5 million. So he has a year left on that one, and then he signed for 2 more years. So at the moment, 3 more years of Connor McDavid as a member of your Edmonton Oilers. They start the season Wednesday at home to the Calgary Flames. I just want to plug our coverage here coming up for this, because we're going to have an awesome week here. I mean, we always have. It's always awesome here. But so Wednesday at 7, Oil Stream pregame show. After the game, Oil Stream postgame show, because the game's at 8 against the Flames. How about this on Saturday? 4 o'clock, Green and Gold kickoff show. 7 o'clock, Oil Stream pregame show. Around 8 o'clock, when the hockey game is starting and the Elks game against the Bombers ends, Green and Gold postgame show. Then around 10:45, 11 after the hockey game, Oil Stream postgame show.
It's going to be
amazing.
Here.
It's going to be amazing.
That's going to be interesting.
We got you completely covered.
Maddie and I usually have the place to ourselves. We're going to have company Saturday night. This will be great.
Well, but I think that, Tom might do the post from home.
Benny will be here.
Benny will be around.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
A lot going on this week.
It's fantastic.
That is a huge game for the Elks coming up on Saturday. Of course, as the week continues, we'll talk more and more about that. But the headline today, definitely the Connor McDavid signing. All right. It's that time of day.
Yeah, it's that time of day.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta, gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app and get started today with a $50 casino bonus. Just deposit $50 with the promo code EST Casino. Play smart, play local, and remember, use your game sense.
Well, this one's an easy one. Well, not easy. I mean, it's still got to happen, but it's a simple bet. I liked Xavier Worthy last week, coming back from his injury he received in the first quarter of the first game of the season. Ran into Travis Kelce, separated his shoulder. He played last week, looked phenomenal, and I think that's just going to keep building. So I have a Xavier Worthy anytime touchdown. Now, here's a little behind the scenes, behind the curtain, maybe we could say, Reid.
Sure.
Reid and I both have Xavier Worthy in our fantasy lineups tonight. Both of us.
Yes, you have a good team, though.
My team is buzzing. But we must remember the rule. Nobody cares about our fantasy football teams.
Yes,
not
that's
a
one
single
of my
person.
rules.
Yes. So we must stop. But this will also boost our teams. And if you look at this number for Xavier Worthy to score a touchdown, I don't know what's going on over there at Play Alberta, but they boosted it to plus 200. That is phenomenal value for a player of Xavier Worthy's talent level. So that's Jay's play of the day. Head on over to playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials. You will find Jay's play of the day, Xavier Worthy, to score a touchdown, boosted to plus 200. And always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
I think the actual saying that I've used, and I didn't come up with this, I read it somewhere else. I don't know where it originated. To you, your fantasy football team is the most interesting thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
To everyone else, your fantasy football team is the least interesting thing in the world. That's why I say that if you are going to talk to your about your fantasy football team to people in your life, I'm not saying you can't do it, but try to keep it to a sentence.
No, I would say don't do it.
Or just don't do it.
I would say...
Or if someone says, like, how'd you do this weekend? I'm down by 10 going into Monday Night Football. I need Worthy to have a good game.
Right.
That's fine.
That's okay.
But the thing that I object to, and I'm a little guilty of this with you, but you and I also sit alone in a room all day.
Yeah, in this office in particular.
Certain friends, like maybe, but people you're not really close to or who aren't into football or who just don't like you. Like
there's a lot of those.
Like this is what you need to avoid. Oh man, like I'm down by 18 points, and I was sitting there yesterday morning, and I was going to put Kubish in at running back, and then I read that he doesn't like to wear cleated shoes on artificial turf when it was raining, and I checked the weather in Miami, and it said it might rain, so I left Kub on the bench, and I put Sean Bell in, and then Sean Bell had a 40-yard touchdown run, and they called a flag, so it didn't count, and if it wouldn't have been holding, I would have got 10 points on that play, so I didn't have that. It's like, no,
stop.
Do not do that. Do not do that.
And you know what? The only the time people like talking about fantasy football is when their team's good or they're winning that week.
Yeah.
Other than that,
yeah,
stay out of the convo.
Yeah.
I don't care that Sam Laporta had his first receiving touchdown this year.
And again, there might be some people in your life that you can talk about it in that detail. Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
But if you don't know, assume they don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
If you don't know for sure, stay away.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
You know? And by the way, I am having a phenomenal year. It's been
That's
really good.
I'm happy for. I am happy. I want you to do well.
Thank you.
I want you. And yes, we do both have Xavier Worthy. We'll break it down in detail tomorrow, like sickening detail.
Bronco Nick. So please, part of Fired Up today coming up after Luke Gazdic at 4:20 is we want to hear from you. Text us at 780-218-9999. Where were you when you heard about Connor's extension? What do you think of it? What do you think of the term? What do you think? All of this, all of the emotions, we want to hear it so we can share it with everybody else. Just like Bronco Nick said, he says, what do you think David Lee Roth thinks of Connor McDavid's new deal?
Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, that's the initial surprise at it only being 12.5, and then he just lets the joy settle in and gives the double woo there at the end. That's exactly what's happening.
Says, I have a new level of respect for McDavid. He can make those 2 years up later. This is an Oiler all the way through. Shovelhead. Just think of that. Think of the goodwill Connor McDavid has now come across.
Well, not that he really needed any, but it's like the cherry on top.
There was a time where, if this thing carried on a little more, that could have soured the relationship a bit. It could have.
Yeah, I guess.
But then he does this, and it's like, geez, if you couldn't love the guy anymore, if you couldn't love watching him skate through multiple defenders and undress a goaltender and tuck it in at the back of the net, right. If you couldn't love him anymore, he goes ahead and does this and doubles down on his likability. You just can't. How can you? Rip City Sepp, what a happy day. Very well and simply put. Poop Stain says, I think 12.5 is very fair. Well, it sure is.
Well, for most of us, yes.
Yeah.
It'd be extremely fair.
I think that's actually quite good. Seahawk Paul says 12.5 mil, but we'll get 10 mil more per year more from the Sod Farm company owned by Kate's. Oh, and we got a limerick from
Sod
Calgary
Farm.
Glenn.
That's a good one.
Let's go. First limerick of the day. In oil country's bright northern glow, McDavid said, 2 more years, let's go. With the cup in his sight, he'll skate through the night until Edmonton champs steal the show.
Oh, pretty good.
Very well.
Pretty good. Who is that? Calgary Glenn?
Calgary Glenn.
Has he limerick before?
I don't recall seeing a limerick from Calgary Glenn.
That's pretty good.
Nice to hear from you,
How to jump in. Well, let's do Bronco Nick's limerick right now. The captain gave the city a present. Everyone in town should be pleasant. Holy McJesus, cheap to please us. Go away, Leaf fan, you peasant.
I'm putting that in for limerick of the year.
That is pretty good.
That's a good one. That's some of your finest work, Bronco Nick. Congrats on the win. Wow. The Broncos going to Philadelphia and get a dub.
Oh, yeah.
Holy.
Didn't we both take them in our loser pool?
Holy
I think I did. Yeah. I think I took the Broncos to lose for sure.
I went 0 for 2. I took San Francisco to lose. And who else did I take?
Is that who I took as well? I might have taken San Francisco and Denver. I left the sheet in the office. We all usually update it on Thursday.
I did very poorly. Very poorly.
I want to get to, and we're going to have Stan Bowman comments throughout the course of the show here. So, he talked about the negotiations, basically said that they weren't negotiations, they were discussions. And then I went on the Zoom, you can raise your hand and get to ask a question or two. So I basically said to Bowman, what did you think when this incredible player is basically saying, I don't need a raise? And were you aware of that all along, or did that come up earlier today or yesterday that was going to be the dollar amount?
I mean, honestly, I'm being genuine when I say every conversation I've had with Connor or Judd over the summer and the previous weeks, we never once talked about money, because this is a unique situation, because it's not about the money for Connor. And I think I've been open about that's not at all what this is about. So yeah, I think he can answer that, but I don't want to speak for him, because we're just excited that he believes in where we are and where we're headed. I think that's the thing that's great news for us. And but the number itself was nothing we ever spoke about.
Isn't that fascinating?
Very. I am looking so forward to hearing him speak tomorrow, him being Connor McDavid. So what led to this, Connor? Like, did he just wake up and be like, okay. Like, I think, A, it's clear he wanted this done before the season.
Yeah, maybe he'd given himself an internal deadline that he didn't want to reveal. Sure.
B, I really now have to give him a lot of credibility for the process part of this, because I think there was a process. And that, like Stan Bowman said, they talked a lot. They were in constant conversation. Well, it wasn't about a number, clearly. It wasn't about maybe a bit of term, but it was honestly about how do we get this team to win a Stanley Cup, right? And I asked you earlier, and you're like, well, not really. But then when you think about it more, maybe there's some relevance to this. Is Connor McDavid now part GM of this Edmonton Oilers organization? I'm serious. When you do that, when you leave so much money on the table for the purposes of building a winning team, and it's Connor McDavid, do you think he has a place at the table when it comes to deciding who's being brought in? If he hasn't already. I mean, Dave Pagnotta on the Hello Hockey show on the weekends right here on EST said that Connor McDavid, like he has heard that Connor McDavid is out there fishing, throwing out, throwing a line out and seeing what he can catch.
Sure.
Seeing who he can bring to Edmonton. I think with this, Connor McDavid almost deserves a place at the table.
Well,
realistically or not, but you know what I mean.
There are clearly players have relationships, and any two players or group of players could discuss, wouldn't it be cool to play together again?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different when it's a player of McDavid's clout. So,
and it's different when McDavid extends at $12.5 million.
When he actually takes less money. He didn't just take $20 million and then he's going, well, you could come here and play with me, but there's really no money.
Well, and really, this could be looked at as if he's taking a pay cut as a salary cap
if
increase.
You compare money to 8 years ago, yeah, of course. Well, like I said, have you seen the price of eggs? It's out of control.
Reid, do you really want to go down this rabbit hole of grocery prices?
Do you think he could afford a new skid steer?
Reid, no. Skid steers now are over $40,000.
Yeah, see?
Some are $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. When I bought my skid steer, I saved up money. I tucked it away under my mattress.
Right.
And I saved up money, and I bought it for just over $16,000. That same thing, it's not a brand new skid steer. I could resell right now for $25,000. Riddle me that, Reid.
Well, maybe you should do it.
Riddle me. I need it.
Maybe you should do it.
I need it.
All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort Casino inbox. We are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the Canadian Brewhouse all day. $3.49. New tacos and quesadillas. After 4 p.m., sip on $5.99 margaritas, $2 off Corona tankards, and tequila shots starting at $5.99. It's the 4 o'clock break. Luke Gazdic will check in after that. Stick around.
The Lock Shop.
I was with my buddy Eddie the Gambler, and before the game, we put together a 19-leg parlay of player props. Just a 19-legger. We had 17 of them at the end of regulation. So we're cheering for overtime. We get overtime. We're like, we're live. We needed 7 yards from Coram to go 19 for 19 on a parlay last night, and it would have paid $15,000 between the two of us.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Lobsterfest is back at the Canadian Brewhouse. Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. A pound and a half of fresh Atlantic lobster with all the fixins for just $49.99. Pair it with a stein of Alexander Keith's. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The EST Hangout.
It went the other way. Had he been south coming north, I would have lost my show. It would have cost me tens of thousands.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was just a random thing. Like, what's Marilyn Manson doing in the Denny's at 6 a.m? I can't answer that. I have no idea.
We can try to guess.
No disrespect to Denny's, but like, what's Marilyn Manson doing?
Ruins over Miami.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Train furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Train. Train, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Connor McDavid is here to stay in Edmonton, signing a 2-year extension worth $12.5 million per season. He's locked up through the 2027-28 season. Another signing in E-Town, 29-year-old Jake Walman gets locked up for 7 years, earning $7 million annually. And staying with the Oilers, James Hamblin has been recalled from the Condors. Ike Howard and David Tomaszek being loaned to the AHL, with Matthias Janmark being moved to the injured reserve. He's out 1 to 2 weeks with an undisclosed injury. And for the Flames, Jonathan Huberdeau, Martin Pospisil find themselves on the injured reserve, both being injured Wednesday night against the Canucks. Meanwhile, Omarion Hampton will miss at least 4 games, being placed on the injured reserve by the Chargers with an ankle injury he suffered Sunday against the Commanders. Tonight, Kansas hits the field in Jacksonville. Kickoff at 6:15. Enjoy the action with Lieutenant Eric at Selly Sports Barn Lounge at Centric Casino on Fort Road. And MLB playoffs continues. Philly plays host to LA Dodgers, leading 1-0 in their series, while the Cubs and Brewers played just after 7, Milwaukee up 1-0 so far. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Well, happy Monday, Oil Country. Your captain, Connor McDavid, has signed an extension. It's for 2 years. It's for $12.5 million per season. Now, as you know, Jason Milne, I have a bit of a contrarian mind. Maybe not a contrarian mind, but when someone tells me, look at this, I often say, okay, that you might be right, but let's just consider the alternative. So Connor McDavid on his Instagram, and I think he tweeted it out as well, that posted like a series of 4 photos. And he wrote underneath, "Our journey here continues," with a orange heart and a blue heart. And people, and this was when it wasn't announced, but it was starting to be, okay, sounds like there's going to be an extension today. Maybe, they're talking. And of course, the excitement started to build. Well, Connor is announcing it himself. And I said, okay, let's just be careful here. Maybe he scheduled that post on August 1st in preparation for the season starting. That's how my mind works. I'm always like, let's be careful. Let's not jump to conclusions. Well, I'm a bit of a weirdo. I can't help it. You know what's not weird? Giving the show a thumbs up. We're at 130 likes on YouTube. Keep clicking away.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Let's see if we can get to 200. Should be achievable here in the final 2/3 of the show. Portions of this hour presented by Little Buckaroo Design. Since 2015, Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta has been saying, heck yeah, we can do that. Heck yeah. From heat press and embroidery to rhinestones, sublimation, DTF, signs, and custom decals. Decals. Michelle and her team can make it happen. Stop by the showroom at 5063 Center Ave in New Sarepta. Call 780-984-2872 or check out their website, lilbuckaroodesign.ca. If you're on YouTube, Jay's got a shirt. I got one as well. I'll wear it later this week that they made for us. Pretty cool stuff. This guy is a big buckaroo. It's Luke Gazdic checking in. Hey, Luke, how are you?
Big buckaroo. I like that. Good, man. What's going on with you guys? I'm just
not much. Nothing to talk about.
My Xavier Worthy anytime touchdown here.
Hey, let's go.
Got in on that?
It's just too good a value. I mean, it's going to pop
You're
off.
crushing it, man. I got to tell you guys, too, I love coming on here. It's one of my favorite things to do. But when I do, it's usually around dinner time, and I just walk around the kitchen before and after just going click, click, click. Like, you must click. Click, click, click. Like hours.
That's amazing that song is even in your head. Yeah.
Click, click, click. Let's do click.
We're sorry it gets stuck in your head.
It's all good. I love it. I love it.
That's. I never thought that would catch on like that. Okay. I have some audio from you from September 26th. Here's something you said.
Let's go.
I know a bit. I don't know a ton. I'll be honest with you there. It's pretty clear to see what he's like. You guys know this. He's not going anywhere. I don't like. I say that openly. I don't say I don't think he's going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
That was you.
Pretty good, Luke.
Yeah. It's, it's for now. I don't want to say for now, but like, it's never like, it was never even a thought crossing my mind that, I mean, I live in Toronto here too. So you have to know that this stuff is like, when I'm turning on the radio, this is the kind of stuff they're talking about is McDavid coming back here. But there's two things I've always stayed true on in this whole negotiation. And one was that it was going to be in Edmonton. And the other one was that if he didn't do it before the season, it wasn't going to get done at all during the year. So I like, this is the one that I'm happy it's done with, and they can go forward now. I'm wondering how you guys are feeling. Like, are you guys fired up? Like,
well, I'll say how I felt, and that leads me into what I want to ask you about. I'm shocked at the dollar value because, we knew 18 certainly would have been in play. I thought, okay, if it's going to be a little less, maybe he goes 15. The lowest I would have thought was maybe he looks, you know what, my best friend, fellow great player makes 14. Let's just do this together on the ice and off the ice with similar contracts. And then he didn't even get a raise, Luke. He hasn't had a raise for 8 years.
You know what? It's much, much lower than I ever even anticipated. Like, I think I've been pretty honest with you guys this whole time. Like, I don't profess to be an inner circle, like, knowledge knower, but it came in way lower than I ever even could have imagined. It tells me a couple things. Like, one is that all along you've heard like Stan in his media is like, he was never about the money. It's never like, and I just remember hearing that and I'm like, it's always about the money. Like whether you want to believe that or not, like, be all end all is the dollar. And it tells me that he like truly does not. And like we let's conceptualize this. Let's not like $12.5 million is a lot of money. Like this is still a lot of money for playing a hockey game, but it's fascinating to me. Maybe it will come, but I always just thought that, yeah, and maybe it'll come. I thought he would always be the guy that bridges the gap between the other major sports in terms of salary. And whether you look at baseball or basketball, what they're signing, like hockey players always talk about how they want to start being comparable. And here you have the best player on the planet signing for, let's call it 50% under market value. Like I call it what it is. So it's cool, man. Like, I think it's really cool. I'm not going to lie. Like I thought it was cool when Sid did it. And I know, like I heard Cass earlier too. It's not the first time players have done this in the history of their teams. But to see a guy like at the top of his game, in the prime of his game, like understand and acknowledge that this can go a long way and like this can help my team. Pretty selfless, man. Like he's going to get this money one way or another. I really believe that. Maybe on the next contract. I don't need. Yeah. This threw my mind in for a loop. Because even like I listen to Cass because I love Cass, and like me and Cass fought 7 times in the minors, by the way. I think like he might be onto something with, like, Fried was on the air today and he was saying he was here and it's the cap's 107 next year, possibly up to like $120 in 2 or 3. Like, yeah, could Connor come back and sign an absolute heater max contract after this? Yeah. But like, they win this year, then what then? Like, you know, I don't know. I think a lot of people had a different ideas of where they thought this was going to go. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's pretty damn cool, man. Here's a kid who's, you know, recognizing that a little more can go a long way.
All right. So I'll ask you what I asked Cass. And again, you sort of were getting to it, but we talked about, I don't know if you and I did specifically, but a discussion was, okay, what's the distraction if he doesn't sign? Does this hang over the team? Are his teammates, are they worried about it? Well, now, you know, they all know he took a discount. You know, yeah. Well, what does this do now for the spirit, the esprit de corps, so to speak, in the dressing room? I hope
Jake Walman's taking at least Connor out for dinner tonight, or at least a bunch of those boys, because you know a couple of those zeros on his contract went right off 97s or around the back end of his. No, it's like I said from day one, like, this thing's got to get done before the season. They cannot let this thing hang. Connor would not let it hang over. I just don't think, like, the ultimate king of no distractions. And I honestly, for a minute there, that's where I thought we were going. I thought he was just going to play it out, hope they win this year, and then go from there. That was kind of what my gut was saying. This is why I was kind of thrown off. Like, we're in our production meeting this morning for Sportsnet. It started at 1, right around that time, and I was kind of like game planning for, like, this. I guess it's not going to happen. So, it's cool stuff, man.
Luke Gazdic from Sportsnet joining us this afternoon. All right, so another storyline here with McDavid going into this season is that he's on a line with Draisaitl. I mean, Knobloch said it right out of the gate. Basically, that's the line, that Frederick's going to be there. You know, this is an ongoing debate in this town, together or apart, or when do you go to them, when do you go away from them? Now, Tom Gazola disagrees with me, but I wonder if during the exit meetings last year, if either Connor or Leon might have said, you know, it'd be fun to see what Leon and I could do together for an entire season. You know, you don't make a demand. You don't say, I must be on this guy's line. But I think there might be something to this. You know what? Turn us loose. And if after 15 games we're 6-9, okay, fine. But, like, what do you think about this decision? Do you think there could have been some gentle nudging by these two players to say, let's do it right out of the gate?
I mean, I've always thought there is. I know it happens here in Toronto too. Matthews does a similar thing, but dude, like, if you're the coach, what do you say to that too? Like, I'm sure that conversation's happened at some point. Knobloch's like, no, I'm good. Like, so I think, like, I really ultimately think it depends on how your other 3 lines are playing. Like, if it goes like 27 points and then there's like an absolute massive drop off after like 10 games, it's going to be really tough to be able to draw up a lineup every night. And whether you're going 11-7 or not, to be able to be like, yeah, let's keep these 2 together and just hope they continue to go. That's why I think you're really hoping for some good performances in the top 9, just so they're able to stack at that top heavy. Because, like I've said this to you guys before, man, as long as they play together on the same team, this is always how it's going to be. Like, should they be apart together? And I think it's just tough not watching them after a period, 2 periods, 5 games, whatever it is, and be like, man, we can't play these guys together anymore. But they're going to need some depth scoring. And if they can get some depth scoring, get some guys chipping in, man, and let those 2 guys go to work at the top of the lineup, it's fun to watch.
Luke Gazdic joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Luke, so obviously he left money on the table. Now, just, you know, you, a former, you know, NHL player, you know how these conversations can happen. Is Connor McDavid now somewhat in the driver's seat as to who this money can be used to attract and bring in? And if so, where do you think that money's being put? Are they going to try spread it out, or are they trying to get, you know, a top 6 forward, a top pairing D-man? Where do you think this team will use that money?
That's a great question. I think, I don't know this, but I think I'm fairly sure the communication ends between coaches and players like that. Like, I don't think they have a huge hand in management and in terms of like looking at a broad scope across the league and being like, we want to bring this guy in. Like, I truly don't think that's how this group works. I think Stan and Jeff kind of do their own thing when it comes down to like the X's and O's and the game management and who you're playing with on a nightly basis. I think they do have some say, but if I had to go out on a limb, I don't think he's playing GM too much. And that's just kind of what I think, where I lean. I think it's all about the start here, man. Like this lineup, I don't know. To me, it has just a ton of questions in it, especially now. You mentioned Frederick before, like moving him up to that top spot. He better be watching Hyman tape every frickin' night. But there's just so many question marks throughout the lineup that it can go anywhere. Are they going to need more on their back end? Like, is the goaltending tandem going to be good enough? Are they going to have to go down to Ingram at some point? Do they need to score more? Do they need to get tougher? Like, are they going to have to get a couple depth forwards in their bottom six to compete with, say it's Florida again, who knows? But I don't think Connor's up. Like, I don't think he's up there being like, hey, I like this guy. I think we should bring him in. I think he's all X's and O's, and he's just like, put him in the lineup and let's go from there. Yeah.
And we should point out, and Jay brought up a good point off air. This deal doesn't help this year. What are they at for the cap now?
$834 left.
Right. So that's, I could find a guy who was a Lloyd Border King a few years ago and get him for $843 maybe.
Sorry, $834.
Yeah. So, okay. Luke, great perspective on the hockey. We got to wrap up here with Blue Jays stuff. Were you at both games on the weekend?
I was.
Yeah.
So I went to game one. Like I said, like I knew I had to be in the building and I wanted to be part of it. So I bought a pair on resale and they won obviously handily. So when I was walking out the door, I went on the resale and I bought the exact same seats for Sunday. So I sat in the exact same seat in the same section with, I might have been wearing the same jersey, same shorts, down to the socks. So it worked. But yeah, I was in deep left field. We were in 244 and Vladdy was he just hit his to the right side of 241 or 242. Sorry. So we were like probably 20 meters from where that ball landed. And it was just like mayhem. It was absolute mayhem. I've never been a part of something like that at a sporting event, to be honest. Like, it was very, very, very cool. Like, I am still kind of shivers right now thinking of the moment. It was very cool. So unfortunately, I got to get back to the real world here. I'm not able to go down and support the team in New York and go sit in the same seats down there somewhere. But it was a fun weekend. Let's just say that. City was buzzing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, we moved. We were going to have you on Thursday. We moved you up this week because of the news today.
Oh, all good.
So, Nielsen show next week. Back with us in a couple weeks. Love your perspective. So happy that you're back for another season here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Go Blue Jays, and thanks for chatting with us, man.
See you, boys. Thank you.
Sportsnet's Luke Gazdic, former NHLer, former Edmonton Oiler, checking in on. So, I mean, on the McDavid, everybody's surprised with the money. Like, of course. How could you not be?
Shocked.
Like, shocked, not just surprised.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I didn't quite see that coming. Like,
didn't see that
is
number.
That a misprint? Yeah. Is everybody wrong? What's going on? Ryan Rashog, of course, who's from the Got Your Back podcast and also on the Nielsen show once a week during the season. He wrote this on Twitter. A bit more context on how this deal came together. McDavid and Judd Moldaver, that's the agent, came to the determination several days ago that if they were doing a deal, it would be 2 years times $12.5 million. That was their sweet spot. They then took a few more days to think it through, and as of Sunday night, a decision still had not been made. Monday morning, McDavid greenlit the deal, and the conversation between Moldaver and the Oilers was 5 minutes. He informed them the term and dollars, and that was the first time in the entire process any number had been mentioned, which backs up what Stan Bowman said. And then Rashog also writing, didn't take long to get it sealed from there. Well, good point. Good information. I mean, it wasn't going to take long to get it sealed once McDavid said, here's the deal. I mean, McDavid would have come out in 5 years, 17 per season. It's done. really.
Yep.
I mean, anything he said would have been, it's done.
It's interesting, though, like that was the sweet spot. What do you mean 12.5 was the sweet spot?
Well, I guess we'll see if McDavid offers more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? But that's,
like, I'm not saying that like, I'm just saying that's interesting. That was the sweet spot all along.
Yeah. Yeah, just to not get a raise. I mean, that's what again, human nature. Most of us, as we age and go through our careers, you're sort of just taught you get more money as you get more experience. Now, I know hockey's different than the real world, so to speak, but still, you think, here's the clip from McDavid. Here's the clip from McDavid on September 5th.
Trying to come up with a solution that works for everybody. As I said, I put everything I have into this and deserve to be paid what I feel is fair. With that being said, this is a salary cap, and my only desire is to win. So trying to figure out that balance is tricky.
All right, so he decided the balance was I just make the same amount of money, and we go from there.
End term.
And it's quote unquote only 2 years.
Yeah.
Could have been as long as 8. This is an amazing story.
Is this okay, Reid? This is, where are we here? Okay,
we're here.
We're okay.
We're here right now.
We're here right now. Is this how do I put this to you? How long have you been doing this, Reid?
This is my second year with Edmonton Sports Talk.
In total. How long have you been a broadcaster?
About 25 years.
About 25 years.
Yes.
Is this the most surprised or shocked you've been by a contract negotiation?
Well, yeah, I would say so.
Or a signing.
But I mean, in terms of a team I covered, maybe there's something else somewhere I'm not thinking of.
Like, I was just trying to think, and we can talk about it later, but is this I guess, what would be the most recent signing that shocked Oilers fans? Like Pronger?
Just that they got him?
Yeah.
Well, I think they actually had to trade for him too, didn't they? Didn't they have to trade for his rights? Yeah, it's amazing that he's not getting a raise, and that it's coming from him. But again, it wasn't going to come from the Oilers because he could have said pretty much whatever he wanted, right? And yeah, of course, like Ryan wrote, the conversation was 5 minutes. Surprised it was that long.
Yeah.
Hey, Stan, it's Connor's agent. 2-year extension, 12.5 per season. We good? Okay, like if I were Stan Bowman, I probably would have been.
Okay, wait.
Sorry, I think your phone might have broke up there again. What's the dollar value?
Yeah. Okay, can you repeat? Here, why don't you email me so I have it in writing?
Right, fax it over. Come drop it off.
McBrownmark in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. He'll get that money back in endorsements twofold when he wins his cups. Everyone wins.
Well, and he already gets endorsements too, so yeah, that's pretty interesting. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That's available Sunday and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. Tom Gazola is going to hop on around 5 o'clock. We have buying or selling. We have fired up. We want you to finish this sentence. The last time I was this fired up was blank. Wrong answers only. Here comes the coop.
Connor McDavid has signed a discount deal to stay in oil country, inking a 2-year contract worth $12.5 million annually. That keeps him with the Oilers through the 2027-28 season. And there was another signing in oil country. Jake Walman getting a 7-year, $49 million contract, coming in at $7 million per season. And some other Oilers news. Matthias Janmark heads to the injured reserve with an undisclosed injury. He's out 1 to 2 weeks, while James Hamblin has been recalled from the AHL. Ike Howard and David Tomashek getting loaned to the Condors. MLB playoff action. The Dodgers and Phillies are runless. Bottom of the first in Game 2 of their series. LA winning Game 1, and right now there's 2 outs for Philadelphia. Bryce Harper at bat. Just after 7, it's the Cubs and Brewers going at it. Milwaukee up 1-0 in that series. And from LA, the Chargers have placed O'Marion Hampton on the injured reserve with an ankle injury. He's guaranteed to miss the next 4 games. Kickoff Monday Night Football. Chiefs and Jaguars at 6:15. Join Lieutenant Eric at Sally Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino off Fort Road for the action. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McClellan.
Listen, until he signs, people won't relax. The Oilers will lose 2 in a row. There'll be a look on the bench. The media grabs and goes, oh, he's out of here, or, something happens. I still do believe that he is going to sign, probably a short-term extension, but I also think he's going to make it extremely interesting, we'll call it, because I don't think he's going to sign anytime soon.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense. Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Along with Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. The Jays play of the day is
Xavier Worthy. Anytime touchdown tonight as the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Jacksonville Jaguars down in Jacksonville, where they have...
Are the Jaguars actually good?
Their defense has been playing very good.
Who's their quarterback?
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, right.
He's a former Clemson quarterback.
I was still thinking it was Blaine Gabbert. Is that the guy they had for a while?
They did.
Mark Brunell.
Ooh, good throwback.
Is Fred Taylor still the running back?
Fred Taylor is not. No. It's a young man named Travis Etienne.
Oh, yeah.
A young French-Canadian.
French-Canadian boy.
Doubtful.
Maple syrup and toting the rock. That's what he's all about.
That was boosted to plus 200.
Okay.
So if you want to ride with Jay, coming off a good week.
Yeah, you were on fire.
Coming off a good week. Had a good day yesterday, too.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to you walking into a betting salon, everybody's like,
I think I hear him coming now. Is gather round and hear who we should wager upon.
That should be a new character. Because you were talking in that voice when you were talking about at the Masters. When they're in that waiting room.
Yeah, they the Butler cabin.
Butler.
And the chairman of the Master, I think it was when Hootie Johnson, he had that drawl, which I really can't do that well. They would make it sound like him and Jim Nantz were just talking, and they're like, "Oh, can you believe that the champion just wandered in here?" Where of course he's waiting to come in, but they'd always be like,
"Well, that was quite a performance by Jay Milne to shoot 18 under. Oh, I think I hear him coming now. Oh, hi, Jay. Did you know we got a jacket for you? It's green. Why, you try it on? Well, I can't believe we have your size."
Yes.
What's
that character's name?
Unnamed.
No.
I don't know, actually.
Chairman of Augusta National.
That's just the chairman.
Chairman.
Just call him the chairman.
The chairman.
That's the chairman's
There we
voice.
go.
Yeah, he's just the chair. Could be the chairman of anything.
Could be.
Then we could change what he's the chairman of. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. We're 168 thumbs. We're halfway through the show. Let's go for 250.
Yeah, why
What's
not?
the show? Right? Didn't we get over 300 once during the postseason? Or 280 or something like that?
Something like that. Let's go for it. I mean, we got the audience. Let's everybody just hammer that thumbs up and make our dreams come true.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to a clip or so here, or a couple clips. A clip or two, not a clip or so. Stan Bowman. So again, if McDavid did not speak today, they did not practice today. He will speak tomorrow after practice. And Walman will talk as well. Stan Bowman, GM of the team, commenting on the so-called negotiations.
Yeah, this is unique. I mean, I would say there's nothing else like this negotiation, I guess, if you want to call it that. It was really more of a dialogue and a conversation throughout the last few months, and really nothing to do with the contract itself. It was usually when you have a negotiation, it's more about back and forth on the term or the structure of the deal, but that was never talked about. It was really just the other parts of just, where we're headed and the vision for the team and how we're going to improve and, all those types of discussions. So very unusual, but very interesting. And it was great to have conversations. I don't know if I've ever talked to Judd Moldaver as much as I have in the last month or so. But it's been great. So yeah, different, but it was fun.
Yeah. So, I like how Bowman puts that, a different experience. And as he said, it wasn't really a negotiation, which I think we knew, but he comes out and says that it was more of a discussion, more Connor asking questions or him talking to the agent. There was not any, I want this. Well, we only want to pay you this. Well, I want this many years. Well, it was just, what does McDavid want? McDavid had a lot of questions, and it basically just seemed, from what Rashog posted too, McDavid woke up ready to do it this morning. Okay, I'm finally comfortable. Let's play hockey. Bowman also commenting, and he was kind of asked this a few different ways, so I just kind of picked the most succinct clip here, just about building a team. Does it change for you? Like, I only got 3 years to do it now, or whatever.
I mean, nothing changes. That's the way this has been since the day I started here. It was, we all have the same belief, which is the reason I came here was because I believe we can win and I want to win. And that's what motivates me to do this. And I know that's what motivates Connor. So nothing changes. I think it's continue on with our approach, which has always been, we're here pushing ourselves every day to find ways to make our team better, and nothing will change from that regard. So it's full steam ahead, and it's an exciting time to be with the organization.
Yeah, it's I'm kind of on both sides of this one because all 32 general managers, it's their job to build a winner. I mean, who's the San Jose Greer now, the former Oiler? He's not sitting there, well, my team sucks, so I just, there's no, well, no. He's supposed to dig him out. He's supposed to climb out of the basement.
Yep.
Maybe the expectation isn't that it can happen this year, but they're supposed to be good again pretty soon, right? Like, owners don't sit there and say, and I know it happened here in Edmonton, unfortunately, but it wasn't supposed to go that way. You're not hiring a GM to say, hey, Mike or whoever, we've been last 3 years in a row. I'm fine with a few more years of being last. I know it's hard. Right. No, the job is, it's a hard job. Make it better, you know. The year the Canadians went to the Cup final during the COVID season, you know, it didn't look like they were supposed to make it, and they did, right? So then I think Bergevin was still the GM. He gets a lot of credit for building a team that could get there. So it's everybody's job. You know, like there are a lot of great players in this league that teams are built around. We get a lot of Winnipeg listeners to this show. They got Hellebuck. He literally won the Hart Trophy. Connor and Leon have won that. So you got a Hart Trophy. Like there's pressure there, I think. But I get it. With McDavid, it's then even a more amplified. Is that the right word? Like it's even louder that like, well, you got to do it because you have this guy. But I would also say, well, any GM with good players, they're supposed to do it. They're supposed to have good players. So this doesn't, I don't think this makes Stan Bowman think, oh, I got to win the Stanley Cup within 3 years. I think he wants to win it within 3 years anyway. Yes. He wants to win it this year. If McDavid would have signed for 8 years, I don't think he would have been saying, okay, I have until 2033 to win. No, you want to win it as quickly as possible and as often as possible, no matter what.
But there is a defined window.
You're right. There is this, sure.
That I think is fair to say as well.
Right.
That this is, okay, 3 seasons. That's what you got. And I honestly believe if this team wins a Stanley Cup in those 3 seasons, that Connor McDavid will remain an Edmonton Oiler.
Or people just satisfied even if he decides to leave.
Well, if he does decide to leave, I think it would, you know, Oilers fans would have a better taste in their mouth about it, to be honest, if he can help deliver a Stanley Cup. But if he does and everybody else is staying here, why would he leave? Where else are you going to go? Why? It's not a money thing.
Well, no, apparently not.
Clearly not.
We, of course, are fired up, as many of you are, for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. I should just address something here quickly, because we speculated on it last week, and it actually wasn't us speculating on it. Well, we did because we saw other people doing it. So we said, okay, it's out there, so we'll talk about it. The deferred money thing, this was the last day an NHL player could sign a deferred money contract. So that could lower the cap hit of the deal, and then the player gets the money later on. A couple people I talked to said that is absurd that Connor McDavid would do that. That wouldn't be in play at all.
It's absurd, and it's if you said, well, what about Connor McDavid taking 12.5 mil? Staying at the same.
I also would have been quite shocked too. I would have said, how much did he defer that? Probably. Yeah. So that's fair. But anyway, he
kind of did defer in a
maybe
way.
He's just going to make 12.5. But this is the crazy thing now. Now when I realize, and I totally respect, and we've talked about it, the thought out there that now he's going to go for it on the next deal. If whatever the cap is up to, he'll ask for 20% of the cap. But we can't say that for sure because he's already just proven he'll just take what he was getting. I mean, I'm sure he's again, we can't know how he thinks. I think he proved that even more so today. But I don't think we can assume that he's just going to go for massive money next time just because he can get it. It may be possible. Maybe that's somewhere in his mind. But clearly, it would also be in his mind, you know what? That's a comfortable number for me. I make quite a bit. I don't know.
You know, it makes me wonder, and speaking of fired up, I wonder how fired up Wild general manager Bill Guerin is today.
Yeah, no kidding.
About that juicy $17 million Kaprizov extension. And it makes me wonder, is this now going to be something that elite players, I mean, the Cale Makars, the Nathan McKinnons, the Connor McDavids, the Austin Matthews of the world, are they going to now look at this and say, I could take the max and be the highest player in the NHL because I deserve it, but I'm also quite literally handcuffing my team.
Right. And also still extremely well paid.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys aren't idiots. They know they make a life-changing amount of money every paycheck. Forget about even every year, right?
Yeah. Now, Sidney Crosby has done it.
Yeah, right.
He's seen that. So we mentioned we were going to get into some texts here.
Oh, sorry.
For Fired Up. Jason in Leduc says, the last time I was this fired up was when I was traveling through a long, dark, slimy tunnel, soon to take my first breath. The feeling was cut short when they snipped the cord, though.
He's going back to birth. He remembers his own birth.
Bone says, the last time I was this fired up, I was at the dentist and only had one cavity, I believe.
I think he means cavity. I think it auto-corrected to vanity.
Yeah.
I was like...
I think he means
Isn't a vanity like a bathroom mirror? Or
it's a sink.
Yeah, right. Oh, right. Sorry. That is a classic autocorrect. I hope he's having a laugh at that too.
Supersized Indiana Jones says, last time I was this fired up was when the Reid Wilkins show told us that they were going to start bringing on notorious sports reporter Chet Palmer.
Oh, yeah, that was huge too. That was also huge.
Last time, this is from Matt Hyman, last time I was this fired up was when Dusty took Glue Guy off probation early. That was a good day.
That was a memorable day for sure.
That was a memorable day. I remember Dustin came on our show from a hockey rink and
that's
told
right.
me I was good.
Yeah, he told you were good. You make an interesting point, though, about Kaprizov and other players. And didn't we have somebody write that in, text in or in the Nasty Chat a few weeks ago where they said now the middle of the pack, like the good players, are going to take the longer term deals and make as much as they can. And now the stars might say, you know what? I'm going to sign a bunch of little deals and just see what I can know I'm already making. Like, Frederick gets the long deal. This is a long deal for Walman, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Who is a good player, but they're not like the best players on your team.
We haven't talked about that Walman deal as much, obviously. I mean, Connor McDavid extending is the news. But you look at that Jake Walman deal, 7-7.
Yep.
I think in 2 or 3 years, that is going to look like the Zach Hyman deal, which is just a steal.
Right. Well, it could. I mean, if Walman comes out and gets 40 points a couple of times.
I really like that. What do you think about that? I mean, I guess off the top, right now, it may be a little bit hard to swallow. But as that cap increases, and if Jake Walman keeps playing at this level and possibly getting better, or I'm sure he would, that's going to be a pretty nice looking contract to have on the books.
Yeah. We'll hear a little bit more about Jake Walman from Stan Bowman and Bowman more on the McDavid deal as well. Jay and I are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Win big this football season at the Canadian Brewhouse. Score your shot at a trip to the Super Bowl, weekly prizes, and more, plus $1 off Budweiser and Bud Light tankards. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Here comes the Coop.
Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year extension with the Oilers worth $12.5 million annually. That locks him up through the 2027-28 season. Jake Walman also gets a deal with the Oilers on a 7x7 contract. The 29-year-old's extension kicks in for next season. In other news, Ike Howard and David Tomaszek have been loaned to the AHL Condors. James Hamblin recalled to the NHL with Matthias Janmark placed on injured reserve. Janmark out 1 to 2 weeks with an undisclosed injury. And right now in baseball, it's game 2 between the Phillies and Dodgers. LA winning game 1. Right now they're locked at 0s entering the 3rd inning. And just after 7, it's the Cubs and Brewers battling. Milwaukee up 1-0 in that series. In the NFL, the Chargers are without Omarion Hampton for at least 4 games, placing him on the injured reserve with an ankle injury. And on the field tonight, it's the Chiefs and Jaguars going toe-to-toe. Catch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric at Sally Sports Bar and Lounge at Central Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff for that one is at 6:15. Hour 2 of the program closes out. On the other side of the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Need extra space for products, tools, or seasonal stock? Sentinel Storage gives your business flexible storage and the room to grow. Affordable storage that scales with you. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
Win big this NFL season at the Canadian Brewhouse presented by Bud Light. You could win a trip to Super Bowl 60, plus prizes like smokers, Bud Light coolers, and a trip to an NFL home opener next season. Enjoy $1 off Bud Light and Budweiser tankards. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The Alberta Snowmobile and Power Sports Show is back October 17th and 18th at the Edmonton Expo Center. See the 2026 lineup of sleds, ATVs, decks, GMC trucks, gear, and accessories. Meet 13-time X Games pro athlete Levi LaValle. Presented by GMC. AlbertaSnowmobileShow.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
The Oil Stream.
What a day. Connor McDavid, I'm stunned. 2-year extension, no raise. What a legendary move from your captain, Connor McDavid. My goodness, that is absolutely insane. Trev, I got to know, man, how are you feeling right now, buddy? Speak for all the Oilers fans out there.
Man, that's crazy. I was not expecting this. I feel great.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
All right, that's the Thumb Click remix as put together by Zach Kubish. Currently working at our technical desk. What's your title again, Coop?
Associate Junior Producer.
And how long you been here at EST?
Since April of 24, I've been on the payroll.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
All right.
Practicum was fun.
What's the next step? Associate producer and then associate senior producer?
I think it'd be senior producer.
Executive producer.
Oh. That'd be like a TV
I think
show.
you got to go way up to be the executive. Wouldn't Iwanek technically be the technical or the executive producer?
Iwanek probably would be.
He wears all sorts of
Where is that
hats.
pipsqueak anyway?
He took time off.
Did he?
Well, I guess we can't know for sure. He hasn't been in touch with anybody.
I love how he just
emails bounce back.
Mysterious.
Leaves his office locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see through. What if we needed something?
Can't even have a stapler. Stapler's in his office. I can't staple
The stapler
stuff.
should be kept by the printer.
Yeah, the stapler should be in the common area.
Yeah, it should be a common area.
Why is he holding the stapler hostage?
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Oh, Kevin McCurdy in the nasty chat. Kevin, good to hear from you. Says, what a slam dunk by the team. Been buzzing all day. Also, hi, Reid. Hello, Kevin. Did you meet Kevin at the Nasty Bash? You probably did. You might not remember.
Well, not because I was inebriated.
You were just, we met a lot of people.
I was working that night.
You were working. We had an Elks game that day.
Hi, Kevin. My name's Jay Milne.
Yeah, good to hear from Kevin for sure.
Co-host of the Reid Wilkins Show on Edmonton Sports Talk, 3 to 6 p.m.
Yeah, that's you certainly are. Oh, that clip's not available. Wait a second.
I know who you are. Jason Milne of the Reid Wilkins Show, 3 to 6 p.m. on Edmonton Sports Talk. Have you come at long last?
There it is.
Oh, bookbinder.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, hopefully, I'm glad Kevin's chatting with us today with everybody else in the Natty chat, which kind of takes on a mind of its own. So keep chatting away. Keep clicking away. If you're on YouTube, we want to have 200. Well, we want to get to 200 thumbs right away. We're at 193, and then maybe we can get to a 250 thumb show, which would be pretty cool. It is time for. Oh yeah, let's do this now. The Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood.
I was going to play this in between.
Dun, da, da, da.
Do we still have the Dungeons and Dragons clip, or is that gone? Because Matt Hyman just posted that. We used to have Tom saying Dungeons and Dragons.
Where did it go?
It disappeared.
It's gone into the ether.
Got pulled into another dimension. No, which is quite possible here.
It very well could have. Yes, it's gone.
It very well could be. Let's because Stan Bowman did speak today. I answered some questions over Zoom. I asked a couple of them. Bowman here. So this is an interesting clip because he kind of started talking about the dollar value of the contract, which, as we've been saying, is a lot lower than I think anybody expected. But then he gets into player reaction as well. Yeah, and that's really a question really more for Connor than us. Like that was what Connor wanted, and it was not like we made a pitch that he should sign for that amount. That was never really. We never had those conversations at all. So, I think when it came down to it, and we're just excited to get ourselves to where we are today. This is obviously it's a very exciting day for our organization and for the fans in Edmonton and our team. I've been able to run into some of our players here today, including Jake Walman when he was here, and like the players were shocked as well. Like, holy cow, what a leader this guy is. And I think everyone probably had the same reaction. But I guess getting to know Connor how I have, over the last year, he is so one of a kind guy. Like he's such a tremendous leader and so motivated to try to win. And I think that's a testament to who he is as a person. Yeah. So interesting because we've been talking about that. How have the other players reacted to that? Apparently quite positively. Away we go into the season. They'll practice tomorrow. McDavid and Walman will speak. Game on Wednesday.
Well, can you imagine the conversations in the locker room? Or on the text group thread with the team. Yeah. Like, holy smokes, guys. Did you see what our captain just did? Right. And yeah, that's a very, very easy and direct way to tell your teammates, let's go. I'm the best player in the world. I'm getting played like a second line winger. That should motivate this team. It better motivate the guys. I mean, you run through a brick wall for somebody like that. That's the thing that I guess is, I don't know if it's being lost, Reid, throughout all of this, but just how much of a leader and captain Connor McDavid is. Like, if this goes the way Oilers fans think, there might be a second statue out in front of Rogers Place by the end of the day. By the end of the day. Not the end of the day. The end of at the end of the career. His career. Yeah. Well, I think if they win a cup or two, he gets a statue. Well, we'll start with one. Maybe they'll start with a banner beside the Garth Brooks banner. Besides, 2 times 12.5. That'd be great. You should lobby for that. Banner to talk to the people down at the Oilers. Oh, I'm sure they would love to put up a banner. Yeah. Let's get to a Bowman comment. Okay, guys, you might think this is a long clip. Bowman was asked one question about Walman as the last question, and he talked about Walman and related things for almost 3.5 minutes. Wow. So I said to Jay, we got to cut this out. It's still 1.5 minutes, but it is informative and gives some good perspective on what Bowman thinks about Walman. I think he was a great fit for our team. He came in and he really changed the complexion of our D, and it kind of made everyone just fit in their spots just right. And I think he was, I was really impressed with his ability and super competitive guy. I wasn't, until we got him on our team, I didn't realize how much of a warrior he was. I mean, he blocks shots all the time. He's very competitive, physical. He's got that competitive side. And on top of that, he's such a great skater. He's really effortless stride. So his mobility is really good. He's got a big shot. He's comfortable playing on the right side, which was something that, we're looking for. It's always great to have a lot of right-handed defensemen, but if you have a guy that's comfortable playing there, and I think, he's an offensive weapon when he's on the right side because he's got that one-timer.
And he just gives us a threat offensively beyond just Ekholm and Bouchard. Now we've got, along with him and Nurse, we've got 4 guys that they can all make plays. You know, Jake and Darnell are great skaters, big guys, strong. So when you add that all up, it's a very big piece of the current team and also going forward.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of potential for Walman. I'm excited to see him as an Oiler for a full season and then several seasons to come. Yeah, and there was an edge to his game that I didn't. I mean, we saw him. He was not afraid to chirp at the other team.
Love it.
I mean, he scored the go-ahead goal in Game 4, right? And I think he had a nice glare for the Florida bench. Remember when Nosek shot the puck over the glass in overtime in Game 1, and Walman skated right over and probably kindly informed him that he just lost the game for his team. So,
but that's what this team needs,
right?
They need those edge guys, those gritty guys, not gritty, GRDDY, gritty,
right?
That can do that and have that, I guess that tone on the ice. I just feel like he's the guy that can bring that like every night, especially now that he's signed. He's in Edmonton for 7 years. Maybe he can loosen up a bit and, really become that guy. But by the way, no restrictions on his contract either. No move clause, nothing like that.
And unfortunately, he's out at the start of the year, is Walman. But anyway. All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, $18.99 prime rib special, available 7 days a week, except show nights from 11:30 in the morning until 11 at night. That is available for dine-in and takeout. Yeah, we're happy to have River Cree on board. And of course, it's their birthday month. Celebrate with River Cree Sunday, October 26th. They have cash and prize giveaways, a fireworks show, and so much more. Go to rivercreeresort.com or the River Cree box office to check out all their great shows coming up, including Jefferson Starship 50th anniversary tour, Runaway Again tour. That's coming up on October 23rd. Lots of fun stuff there. All right, 5 o'clock break. Tom Gazzola's going to hop on. We're still going to have buying or selling for Damon Bunting. We'll still do the words of the day. 2-year extension for McDavid, $12.5 million per season.
2 guys and a goalie.
Hire it or fire it. Leon and Connor out late in a penalty kill for the Edmonton Oilers.
Are you up a goal or down a goal?
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, but I think you just told me why it should be fired because they think offense when they're on the ice, even if they...
Yeah, fire in general. I would generally fire it. Situationally hire it. If you're down a goal late, I'm throwing them out.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
Fall football in your living room just became the fan zone. Before you move in the giant screen, make space to cheer on your favorite team with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Connor McDavid is here to stay in Edmonton, signing a 2-year extension with the club worth $12.5 million per season. He's locked up through the 2027-28 season. Another signing in E-Town, 29-year-old Jake Walman gets a 7-year deal worth $7 million annually. And staying with the Oilers, James Hamblin has been recalled from the Condors. Ike Howard and David Tomaszek being loaned to the AHL, with Matthias Janmark being moved to the injured reserve. He's out 1 to 2 weeks with an undisclosed injury. And entering the 4th inning, Phillies and Dodgers are locked at zeros. LA holding the lead in the series up 1-0. After that, the Cubs and Brewers clash. Milwaukee up 1-0, entering Game 2. First pitch for that one is just after 7. And Omarion Hampton will miss at least 4 games for the Chargers, being placed on injured reserve with an ankle injury he suffered Sunday against the Commanders. Tonight, Kansas hits a field in Jacksonville. Kickoff at 6:15. Enjoy the action with Lieutenant Eric at Sally Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino, just off Fort Road. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, happy Monday. Hope you had a great day at work, or not at work, depending on your profession.
Hard to focus today.
Well, didn't somebody write in? There's a teacher who said, if every strike starts with news like this.
Yeah.
All right, 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Tell you what, we need 40 thumbs up to get to 250.
Let's go.
So let's go.
What would Shania Twain say, I wonder, about trying to get there?
Let's go, girls.
What would Def Leppard say?
Do we want to get right?
That's a good one.
What would Robin say?
Call your girlfriend.
Yeah. Give me some more.
What would what's their name? Midnight Oil start a song? What would Patrick Stewart say as Jean-Luc Picard?
Make it so, number one.
Yeah.
What about the Emperor?
All right. I think I've used them all up.
No, you haven't.
Who came up with a dog with a cape?
There you go.
When did that arrive? I watched Superman for years on television. I never saw a dog with a cape.
Yeah, you probably didn't.
Oh, Mike Francis.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So here's what's going on. McDavid has signed a 2-year contract extension. It's worth $12.5 million per season. So this means he is signed to play for the Oilers for 3 years. This year and the 2 years after that. This year is the final year of his 8-year deal that he signed when he was just a boy. That he's also paid $12.5 million per season on that. The Oilers will play the Calgary Flames on Wednesday at Rogers Place. It will start at 8. We will have the Oil Stream pregame show at 7 and the Oil Stream postgame show right after the game. The host of that program is an excellent young gentleman, an up-and-coming broadcaster with a lot of wit.
A rodeo aficionado, too.
Oh, you took him to the rodeo.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you guys about that. Tom Gazola is checking in. Hello, Tom.
Hi, boys. How are you? How does my new mic sound? Does it sound good?
You sound really good, Tom. You sound like an angel.
That's why I pay you on top of whatever salary, whatever gross, delicious, robust salary we give you. That's why you make the big bucks.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you sound lovely. Did you use the sock that came with it, or you just?
Yeah, I did. It's neat. I just want to keep it out of the shot. Like, I'm working on like positioning. It's got the arm just like how we have in studio there. and I just want to like keep it so it's out of frame. And this is the first go round for it, really. So I'm very self-conscious about it.
Okay, I got to ask. We'll start there then. How was the rodeo on Friday? We didn't even talk about it. Tom, you went as the Milne family's date.
Yeah. Yep. Jay's girls were awesome. Rosie was teaching me a lot. Then Faith, everyone was getting in on it. It was, oh man. And then Grace, obviously too. It was a lot of fun, highly entertaining. Got to hang out with the entire Milne clan. I enjoyed it. And now it doesn't change like who I am, what I'm going to do. I even dressed kind of rodeo.
Yeah. You had a checkered shirt on. You looked good.
I did. And I had some, I think, poop kickers, let's call them, for boots.
Yeah. You had your dusters on.
I thought it was super fun. I really, really enjoyed it. And a lot of credit goes to Jay's daughters who made sure I knew what was going on. And I asked a lot of questions.
How did our guy Cole Ashbacker do?
He didn't finish in the top 3.
But how did he do the night you were there?
The night we were there, he tied for first.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
you got the Reid Wilkins boost that night. The night was great until we had to go get drinks. And then I got derailed by the pricing. My mind couldn't handle it. And it changed the night. It was okay though. But I mean, what did I buy? 3 drinks, one for each of us and one for my wife. Yep. And it was $70-some.
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm not kidding.
So you learned that firsthand when people write in about the beers.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Absurd.
$19. Even the Paloma, because April got the Paloma. You and I got beers, Jay. That was the second round, but it's insane how much they cost.
Anyway. It was a fun night though.
Thank you, Jay.
I appreciate you showing all your contacts on Instagram to my daughters as well.
Well, they were judging all of those contacts.
Oh, I heard all about it. I heard all about it.
That's an interesting part of the story. Okay. So, Tom, Oil Stream pre and post starts on Wednesday, which is going to be fun against the Calgary Flames. Look, we've been talking about this all day, but just sort of as you've been out now in the real world, you were on air for 5 hours straight. You did a great job. 4 or 5 hours straight. 4 hours. You did a great job. Now that you've sort of digested this, probably talked to some other people, seen some reaction, where are you at here with the McDavid extension, 2 years, 12.5 per season?
Yeah, still floored by the fact that he took the deal that he did. He dictated that deal, basically, to the Oilers. And Stan Bowman, I think it was after your question, Reid, he essentially confirmed it, saying it was really Connor that said, okay, well, this is what I want. This is how many years. And we're just like, sure, sounds great. That's fantastic. And it tells you a lot about the player right now. And listen, let's worry about 2 years from, or 3 years from now when we get there, or 2 years from now when we get there. And we'll talk about price point in a couple of years, because that's for us to worry about down the road. Now it is on Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman, like you guys were saying, to make sure that the team is insulated with really good players that can keep this team in that contender window for the next, handful of seasons. And then McDavid, we'll go through all this stuff with McDavid again in a couple of years, but hopefully not, because the saga was getting stupid. The amount of stupid takes that were being thrown out there. I'm enjoying the revisionist history with some people. Say, of course he would take the Tom Brady, Michael Jordan type of contract. Yeah, right. You had no clue that Tom Brady took sweetheart deals late in his career when he could have been making max dollar. Like, for those people out there, be like, oh, what a silly take to say that you're surprised that he wouldn't take the max or wouldn't push the AAV to a new high. Like, you are out of your mind if you truly believe that that's how you thought before today. So I'm enjoying those takes. I'm getting a kick out of them. Yeah, man, like this is such a rare occurrence in sports. And there's only one Michael Jordan. There's only one Tom Brady. And now, with this move by Connor McDavid, there's only one Sidney Crosby. He should be noted as well in all of this. There's only one Connor McDavid. And this is super rare. I mean, you think Dak Prescott was going to take a very team-friendly deal? No, he took $61.5 million per year. Joe Burrow, just under $61.5 million per year. Jordan Love, for crying out loud, making $58 million. Let's go over to the NBA, you guys. Steph Curry, he's only making $59 million a year. Joel Embiid, $55 million. Nikola Jokic, $55. Kevin Durant, $54. So for those people out there saying that, of course McDavid would take this deal. Of course he would take $7 million, $6 million less than what he could get. You guys are out of your mind if you truly think that you actually thought that this was going to play out like this. I'm getting a kick out of those. So I just want to get that in there.
Well, yeah, I never thought it would come in at 12.5. That was stunning.
Right.
I mean, if you would have said to me, well, I think we did talk about this, like what's the lowest he would go? I said 14. Maybe he just says, okay, let's have me and Leon make the same. You know, we're buddies. Let's be exactly the same. Let's make the same. Let's try to lead this team to the Stanley Cup. But yeah, for him to not even take a raise, like that just goes against human nature. It just shows you how differently he thinks and operates from the rest of us. We got to get a thought on Walman. We can't ignore him today. Real high praise from Stan Bowman in the clip he gave. I think you heard that on the Zoom call earlier today. What are your thoughts?
Good that it's done as well. This is a guy that's made the defense better. I think that's pretty clear. It's intriguing that it's a 7-year deal that takes him to 36 years of age. Maybe by the time we get to that 7th year, the cap is at like 140 to 150 million. That's a hypothetical, obviously, but there's already, and I said it earlier in the day, like Dave Pagnotta on Hello Hockey was telling us that the cap is projected at 104 to 105 next year. Well, there's already agents and teams working under the assumption that it's probably going to be closer to 107 to 108 million. And the projection 2 years from now, just as a refresher, people were anticipating about 113 million. It could be, pushing closer to 120, so that to me is interesting. So by the time Walman's deal is up, 7 million might not be too much of a burden or too worrisome. That part of it's interesting. But the most important thing is you keep this guy around who can contribute, make your defense better, play both sides of the puck. I did bring up one thing with someone inside the organization today when talking about Walman. I said he seems to be getting nicked up more than I had anticipated. And the response was, yeah, he does get hurt often. So that's something to keep an eye on. But I like the player. I think he brings more good than his detractors might disagree with me. So I think he brings more good to the table than bad. And I think it helps the Oilers defense round out a little bit. So I still think that the defense needs another piece or two, an upgrade on Emerson, depending on what he becomes on Stetcher, and we'll see what it becomes. But Jake Walman's a good defenseman, top 4 guy, in my opinion. And hopefully he gets healthy soon and away he goes.
Tom Gazola joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Tom, as everybody was shocked that $12.5 million, that's well under what anybody had thought. But that offers the Oilers some flexibility in the years to come. And as you've alluded to, and we've heard this cap that's increasing, it's suggested that there might be 22 million, I believe, in extra cap space for this team. Where is that money spent?
You know what? Probably depth forwards. Let's start where the sexy part of it is, Jay, is impact wingers in the top 6. I think that's still something that the Oilers would like to target. Maybe even this year. I don't know how you make the money work, but that's for them to figure out. But when they have that extra cap space to work with down the road, like you're alluding to, I think you want to get the best players possible. And then maybe that pushes other guys down. You're going to have to replace Adam Henrique at some point. You probably want to replace, and it kills me to say this, Matthias Janmark. You probably want an upgrade on Kasperi Kapanen. And then at the same time, you're hoping that Matt Savoy and Ike Howard are taking steps up. So, a lot of where they spend that money, hypothetically next year, would have to do with how well these young guys perform, and then what kind of holes are left behind by the veteran guys that kind of get aged out, if you will.
Do you think that there is an opportunity, or that this is something that would even become a reality? I've been seeing it in the chat. I've been seeing it in the inbox. A Sidney Crosby-esque player, a Jack Eichel who's still needs to be extended, coming to Edmonton, taking a Connor McDavid discount and making this work. Do you see something like super sexy like that being able to happen?
That is like the ultimate Oilers fans' dream, I would say. I'll start there. If I were to take a step back and be realistic about it, no, probably not like that caliber of a player. If I listen to Sidney Crosby, Jay, and I watch him, and I think he truly does want to go post to post with the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's why I don't think it would be a Crosby. If by some fluke or some, incredible thing that happens in the universe and he decides, you know what, I might want to go play with the Oilers, that'd be amazing. I just want to start with that. But I don't think it happens. Jack Eichel, I feel like Jack Eichel seems like the kind of guy that wants to prove that he's the guy that can get it done and be the man and doesn't need to, Kevin Durant this thing and hop onto every good team that's a contender in the league and try to win a championship. And he's already done that, which is valid. But I could see guys that are not the marquee guys, but just like that second tier and guys who become available that their contracts are up and might be looking for a nice home. I think that's where the Oilers could realistically go and get those types of players to bolster their lineup and make sure that they stay in contention for a long time. I mean, never say never on those marquee superstar guys, but I think the likelihood of that is incredibly low. Dare to dream. Oil Country loves to dream big, and that's okay. But sometimes dreaming big isn't dreaming realistically.
You mentioned the defense. I wonder about Regula. Is he now the number 6? I think he is.
Listen. There's a plan for him. They went and they picked him off waivers from Boston for a reason. He had a great preseason and training camp, a lot to like there, but I don't know how you can just jump into an NHL season with 22 games under your belt and having missed a full year and perform night in, night out for 82 games. That to me sounds tough. If he does end up doing that, amazing. But I think he'll probably need some seasoning in the minors. I know there's a waiver situation there, and I know they probably fear losing him because they've now invested 9 months into this guy.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they can risk putting him on waivers, can they? I don't think they can.
I think that's what I'm saying. Maybe they have to keep him up here,
right?
But I think if that scenario plays out where you have to keep him up here, expect trials and tribulations, expect peaks and valleys. This is a young defenseman with minimal NHL games under his belt. If he continues to play like the guy that we saw in the preseason, amazing home run. You just outsmarted everybody, Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson. How likely is that to happen? I don't know. I don't think it's that likely. I think, once the pucks start flying for real tomorrow night and then Wednesday here in Oil Country, there could be a harsh awakening for a guy like Regula. But what I do think, and I can say with certainty, is the Oilers have found a legitimate prospect in him that might be ready sooner than we expected. And that's great. And that's why I truly think one of the things we learned in preseason and training camp is that the cupboards aren't as bare and stark as we initially thought, and that they are kind of replenished to a certain degree. And Regula is a big part of that.
All right. Tom, you're the best. I know, a long day for you. Thanks for hopping on. Practice tomorrow. McDavid's going to speak, so we'll see what we get out of that. And, of course, you'll have all your regular duties, plus the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows starting Wednesday at 7 p.m. Away we go, buddy.
Away we go. Thank you to all of our viewers and listeners today getting spicy with me. Somebody had to be the foil, and it was me, so happy to do it.
Did you say foil or fool, Tom?
Well, according to some of our audience, both. maybe
you're beautiful, man.
more of a lean on the fool part. But hey, we can't all agree with each other for a full 12 days of content. That's called boring radio.
You got that quarter zip down a bit, hey? And
I'm wearing
letting the chest hair hang out.
A canotera, as Uncle Gene likes to say. I was just activating my body. I had a nice shower, and I just threw on a jacket over top of my...
Well, you smell great.
Thank you. Fresh.
All right. See you, buddy.
Okay. Bye, guys. Love you.
Tom Gazola, our colleague here at Edmonton Sports Talk, checking in, of course, discussing the story of the day. Well, one of the biggest sports stories of the year here in Edmonton. Connor McDavid does sign a 2-year extension. It's worth $12.5 million per season, same as what he's going to be paid in the final year of his existing deal. So he's not getting a raise. He's not getting a raise. Someone's going to have to call the union boss.
Well, speaking of that, our Timberwoodsman writes into the inbox, any word of what the PA has said about this? He knows that the cap is in effect for the playoffs now, so is he thinking about that as well? Honestly, if the cap was in effect during the playoffs, the Oilers would have had at least one cup by now.
Sorry, say that again?
The salary cap in the playoffs now. And
that if teams couldn't go over in the postseason. Yeah. Well, what can they do? The rules were the rules. Everybody was playing under.
That is interesting, though, to note, is that came up a lot. Oh, the PA's, really wants Connor to drive these salaries up. Well, looks like he did not give what about that.
Right. And is that the thing? Or is this going to be a thing that the big name players leave money on the table and it's going to help the Fredericks and Walmans of the world
exactly
get longer and more expensive contracts?
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because you can be the highest paid player in the NHL, sure, go ahead. But you're limiting your team. You're limiting your management.
All right. We, of course, are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio here at the Edmonton Sports Talk Global HQ. Pizza Sunday is back at the Canadian Brewhouse after 4 p.m. Grab an 8-inch 2-topping pizza for just $9.99. Wash it down with $6.99 doubles and $1 off Bud Light tankards. We're going to have our words of the day coming up. That's always fun. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting when we get back. We'll get to a couple other clips from Oilers general manager Stan Bowman. Here comes the Cube.
Connor McDavid has signed a discount deal to Stan Oil Country, inking a 2-year contract worth $12.5 million annually. That keeps him with the Oilers through the 2027-28 season. Another deal was signed in Oil Country. Jake Walman getting a 7-year, $49 million contract, coming in at $7 million annually. And some other moves for the Oilers. Matthias Janmark heads to the injured reserve with an undisclosed injury. He's out 1 to 2 weeks, while James Hamblin has been recalled from the AHL. Ike Howard and David Tomaszek getting loaned to the Condors. MLB playoff action. The Dodgers and Phillies, bottom of the 5th in Game 2 of their series. That one's notched at zeros, while LA leads the series 1-0. After that, we see the Cubs and Brewers get underway just after 7 o'clock. Cubs trailing 1-0 to the Brewers in the series. And from LA, the Chargers have placed O'Marion Hampton on the injured reserve. He's out with an ankle injury, guaranteed to miss the next 4 games. And Monday Night Football kicks off between the Chiefs and Jaguars at 6:15. Join Lieutenant Eric down at Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge at Centric Casino on Fort Road for the action. Reid and Jay continue their discussion following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
It's wing showdown time at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy street corn goes head-to-head with Mexican chili lime. 2 bold flavors battling for your taste buds. Grab them anytime, or just 69 cents every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Need extra space for products, tools, or seasonal stock? Sentinel Storage gives your business flexible storage and the room to grow. Affordable storage that scales with you. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hope you're having a great afternoon. Connor McDavid signing a 2-year extension to stay with your Edmonton Oilers. $12.5 million per season. Not the money that anybody was expecting. Probably not even Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson and Daryl Cates and all of his teammates.
Start the car! Start the car!
All right, Oilers, Flames. Man, oh man, finally got a game to talk about. So again, exciting week. Oilers get their first 2 home games, so they're both 8 o'clock games. So both Wednesday and Saturday, Oil Stream pregame show at 7, Oil Stream postgame show right after the game. Elks host Winnipeg on Saturday, and we'll have more Elks content as the week goes on. That's a 5 o'clock game, Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. 4 o'clock for the Green and Gold kickoff show with Jay Milne and Matthew Wannock, and then they'll be on after the game for the Green and Gold postgame show. So basically Saturday there'll be Green and Gold kickoff show at 4, Oil Stream pregame show at 7, Elks or a Green and Gold postgame show starting around 8, and then probably 10:45-ish, 11, Oil Stream postgame show. That's going to be awesome on Saturday.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and it's Vancouver the Oilers are playing on Saturday, right? Flames first, then Vancouver. Elks are playing the Bombers. Elks are still alive. Again, still a long shot, but they're still alive. So Toronto and Ottawa lost. So Toronto and Ottawa cannot make the playoffs. And it also ensures that 4 teams in the West make the playoffs.
Yeah, crossovers happen.
Right? So it doesn't mean it's going to be the Elks necessarily. It doesn't mean the Elks are going to finish ahead of Toronto and Ottawa, but if the Elks can get up to 4th, they are in. You don't have to worry about Toronto and Ottawa. Well, they could pass the Elks, but if the Elks win enough games, the Eastern teams can't get 3rd anymore in their own division. BC's clinched a playoff spot at 9-7. The Elks cannot finish ahead of the Lions. That's out of contention. Calgary's 8-7. Winnipeg's 8-7. Edmonton has 6-9. So you need Calgary now to keep losing. But you need Winnipeg to keep losing as well. Edmonton plays both those teams. And maybe. It's a big maybe. It's a long shot, but it is possible. But like I said, more Elks throughout the course of the week. Stan Bowman, Oilers GM, speaking earlier today, just commenting on talks with Connor McDavid on the shorter-term deal.
Yeah, no, it doesn't change anything at all for me. I mean, it's not like we're planning out 5 years from now to be a team that might be able to win the cup. And, no, our focus last year was to win. Our focus this year is to win. So this doesn't change anything. I think my conversations with Connor are just about, he's curious. He likes to know, like what's coming and what the thoughts are and how I see the team and how we can get better. I mean, it's all very good discussions, good dialogue back and forth. Yeah, he's a very smart guy in addition to being an amazing player. Like he's got a lot of good ideas, and that's why it's fun to talk hockey with him.
All right, a little bit there from Stan Bowman as we go into buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Buying or selling, this is the best signing day in Edmonton Oilers history.
Well, it probably would be. Signing and or acquisition?
Sure, yeah.
Because, well, these are both re-signs.
Yeah, but
contract days, I mean, I thought back to when I looked up the day. It was actually a day apart. It was August 2nd and 3rd, 2005. The Oilers traded for Chris Pronger, and then the next day traded for Mike Pekka, which at the time was huge. I mean, Pekka didn't have a great regular season, but then was good in the playoffs, and Pronger was good in the regular season and exceptional in the playoffs. I remember that was a big deal because that was coming out of the lockout. There was going to be another season, and those were two types of players that the Oilers and the smaller market teams weren't getting. So that was kind of this, the flare into the air, like for the Oilers and for some other teams, kind of saying, "Hey, we're back. We can get these guys."
Yeah.
We can actually trade for these guys and pay them. And oddly enough, neither one was here longer term, but it wasn't because of the money. So I remember that as being significant. I mean, I guess if you wanted to say a bigger day, it was the day the Nelson Skalbania's plane had Gretzky on it and Eddie Mio and one other player, I think, and they didn't know if they were going to land in Winnipeg or Edmonton, and they landed in Edmonton, and he became an Oiler. I guess that was a pretty big day too. But this is right up there. This would be right up there.
The day the Oilers won the draft lottery.
Yeah, is that the category you're looking for?
Well,
but that's one of the biggest days in team history.
Juiciest newsworthy day, I guess.
But involving players.
Yeah,
this is up there for sure.
It's got to be up there. Right?
Yeah, well, it has to be. Well, because this has been one of the biggest stories since July 1st was that McDavid is eligible to sign an extension. And then once we got into September, one of the biggest stories was, why hasn't he signed yet? and now he's actually signed. Now, again, we might be going through this again in 2 years. But at least, you're getting another 2 years of him. So again, enjoy it. He's on the team. Well, I'm assuming most of you are Oilers fans, maybe not everybody, but enjoy it.
Is it... Nobody's going to sign in Edmonton for more than 12.5, right?
Well, how do you now?
How do you do
How
that?
do you?
You just can't.
Leon making more than Connor, I think.
That's okay.
Plus, Connor set that at 12.5, right?
I do find it interesting, though, because that was a lot of conversation. The PA is probably asking him to do this and set the bar. And, nobody, and we had Struddy on the Hangout last Friday. He says, no, nobody's really thinking about the PA. They're just thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
And what's right for them. And in this case, with Connor, what's right for the team.
Yeah. Well, then that's a good point. I mean, I think in some situations, I mean, it's okay to be selfish, or it's okay just to do what you want. And I mean, I guess when a player signs for a lot of money, it might help other players. But I would guess most players aren't telling their agents, hey, ask for an extra $500,000 because it's going to help Billy and Bob on our fourth line. No, he just wants an extra $500,000 for himself, right? So really, McDavid clearly wasn't thinking about setting the bar for anybody else or, this is going to help Jack Eichel or whatever. No, he's thinking about Connor McDavid and the Oilers. He's thinking about winning, and this is what he did. Let's fire it again, Jay. Here's the Connor McDavid clip from September 5th.
Trying to come up with a solution that works for everybody. As I said, I put everything I have into this and deserve to be paid what I feel is fair. With that being said, this is a salary cap, and my only desire is to win. So trying to figure out that balance is tricky.
So at the time, I interpreted that to be he wants to be the highest paid player in the game for at least a year. That's fair.
Which we all found to be very odd, or not odd, but wow,
that definitive.
I can't believe Connor McDavid said that.
Right.
It was very un-Connor McDavid-like to say that.
And who knows? Maybe at the time that's what he meant.
I don't know.
I don't know. Or do you think he was always thinking, I'm not going to take a ton of money?
Yes. I don't think you just. You know what? I had an epiphany last night.
Well, no, I don't think in the last day. But
you know what I mean? I think he knew what was coming. That's like, if you listen to that under the guise of knowing what you know now, you can hear it and him saying, but with the salary cap, I got to be aware of that too. And I got to leave money on the table so this management team can put the pieces around me. He just wants to win. Beautiful for this team, for this management. To have that happen. That's very rare.
And I guess he thought, $12.5 million is fair. That's for what I've already been making to do my job is fair. That's what he thought.
So Connor McDavid's doing that. And I think I heard something about, isn't LeBron James having another decision show?
Was he doing decision part 2? Is this to retire or not?
I don't know.
Or to come work with Dustin?
Maybe, yeah. Wonder what his position would be here. LeBron. He could be the receptionist. That'd be great.
LeBron, NBA and Lakers stars second decision teaser spurs retirement talk.
Like if he comes out and says, hey, this is going to be the last year, what do you think of people that do that? Just so they can get their farewells in across every arena they go to.
Yeah, maybe.
Why do you have to do that?
Basketball's a little more like that, though. It's about the one guy.
Selfish?
Yes. Well, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You know, hey, here's my farewell. Didn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar do that? And he was getting gifts in all the cities he went to?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would just drift off into the sunset. Call her a day after the last game. Yep, I'm retiring. What? Wait, what? And then you're gone.
Yeah, then you're just gone.
Very LeBron to do something like that.
Don't criticize LeBron.
Why not?
It'll hurt Dusty's feelings.
I don't want to hurt Dustin's feelings, but you got to be realistic here.
No, I know. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino happy hour featuring $5.25 drinks. Available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
One more.
Oh, I have one for you too. A quick one.
Oh,
give me yours.
This one's quick too.
I think you know what mine is.
Buying or selling? This AL divisional series gets back to Toronto.
I'm selling. I think they're going to win one of two in New York. Now, Schlittler's pitching game 4. He's the it boy.
What'd you call me?
He's the Schlitt boy. Drake May's the it boy. Cam Schlittler's the Schlitt boy.
Well, let's see if he can do it again, right? I mean, the Blue Jays have their own it boy in Trey Savage. That was impressive.
I wish it was pronounced Yusavage.
Yusavage. Well, you can pronounce it.
I can pronounce it that way if I want to. I guess it'd be incorrect, but I could pronounce it that way. I think the Jays can finish it off, but here's my buying or selling for you. Are you in any concern that the Jays used up all their runs and hits in first 2 games? Sometimes things can even out.
No, I think when they're streaky good, they're streaky good. So if the bats keep going that way, this could be over.
But it was something to watch when they got rolling.
Oh my gosh. Did you see online somebody put Guerrero Jr.'s Grand Slam to symphony music?
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh. You want to talk about goosebumps? I don't know if I've seen a ball hit harder than that. That ball jumped off that bat.
Yeah.
And then the Vladdy hold. And then looking back at the bench.
Yeah.
And doing a nice simple bat flip. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm my hair, I'm getting goosebumps.
I loved his dad too.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Yeah. He would swing at anything.
Well, they have very distinct style. They swing.
Yeah.
No, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and was it
Varsho?
Yep. That had 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run.
Yeah. Quite a day. It did get a little interesting.
He didn't get this. Hitting for the cycle is kind of a quirky thing. And if you're going to have 4 hits in a game, wouldn't you just want 4 home runs?
Yeah.
But it's always odd when a guy misses the cycle by not getting the single. Because the triple is really the hardest one to get. Because you need a bounce or maybe a fielder misplaying something that's not an error.
Yeah, nobody cares about that one.
Yeah.
If you miss it, miss the cycle.
Yeah, an incredible day hitting for sure. Hey, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. And if you have not clicked the thumbs up button, do it.
Click. Must you click? Please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
We've had an incredible show. We need 25 thumbs to get to 250. So if you haven't clicked, give us the click. If you have clicked, copy the show, click share, send the link off to somebody else and say, hey, check these guys out. Give them a thumbs up. They've been talking McDavid, huge story all afternoon. We've done a great job all day here on Edmonton Sports Talk, keeping you informed and hearing from you and getting you ready for the Edmonton Oilers season. All right, coming up to 5:40, here's the Coop.
Oilers captain Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year extension worth $12.5 million annually, locking him up through the 2027-28 season. Jake Walman also re-upped with the Oilers on a 7x7 deal. The 29-year-old's extension kicks in for next season. In other news, Ike Howard and David Tomashek have been loaned to the AHL Condors. James Hamblin being recalled to the NHL with Matthias Janmark placed on the injured reserve. Janmark out 1 to 2 weeks with an undisclosed injury. Right now in baseball, Game 2 between the Phillies and Dodgers. LA winning Game 1. And right now they're locked at zeros, bottom of the 6th. 1 out for Philly. Trey Turner batting. Blake Snell pitching for LA. And just after 7, it's the Cubs and Brewers battling. Milwaukee up 1-0 in that series. In the NFL, the Chargers are without O'Marion Hampton for at least 4 games, placing him on the injured reserve with an ankle injury. And on the field tonight, the Chiefs and Jaguars go head-to-head. Catch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric down at Sally Sports Bar and Lounge at Center Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff for that one is at 6:15. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
It's celebration day here in Edmonton. There's Connor McDavid outside. And you know what? Hernan's feeling damn good right now. It's a win for Edmonton. And you know what that means. Let's go! Let's go!
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Alberta Snowmobile and Power Sports Show is back October 17th and 18th at the Edmonton Expo Center. See the 2026 lineup of sleds, ATVs, decks, GMC trucks, gear, and accessories. Meet 13-time X Games pro athlete Levi LaValle. Presented by GMC. AlbertaSnowmobileShow.com.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
She bought a car, working nights at the mall. TV taught her how to drive it. She bought a car, didn't want one too small.
All right, great to have you tuning in this afternoon. Been an awesome day of programming here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It'll resume at 6:04 in the morning with the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and the YouTube stream. And for that show, you can also get them on 95.7 Cruise FM starting at 6:04 a.m. All the other streaming stuff applies throughout the entire day, which is great. Connor McDavid, 2-year extension, $12.5 million per season. Jake Walman, 7-year extension, $7 million per season. Bowman said, not really negotiations with McDavid.
Yeah, this is unique. I mean, I would say there's nothing else like this negotiation, I guess, if you want to call it that. It was really more of a dialogue and a conversation throughout the last few months, and really nothing to do with the contract itself. It was usually when you have a negotiation, it's more about back and forth on the term or the structure of the deal, but that was never talked about. It was really just the other parts of just, where we're headed and the vision for the team and how we're going to improve and, all those types of discussions. So very unusual, but very interesting. And it was great to have conversations. I don't know if I've ever talked to Judd Moldaver as much as I have in the last month or so. But it's been great. So yeah, different, but it was fun.
And of course, the big headline in this, Connor McDavid is not getting a raise. He'll continue to make $12.5 million. I
mean, honestly, I'm being genuine when I say every conversation I've had with Connor or Judd over the summer and the previous weeks, we never once talked about money, because this is a unique situation because it's not about the money for Connor. And I think I've been open about that's not at all what this is about. So yeah, I think he can answer that, but I don't want to speak for him because, we're just excited that he believes in where we are and where we're headed. I think that's the thing that's great news for us. And, but the number itself was nothing we ever spoke about.
And Connor McDavid will speak to the media tomorrow after practice. So we'll have the key clips from that discussion on this show tomorrow. Jake Walman will also speak as he signed that extension as well. He's not going to be ready to go for the start of the season on Wednesday against the Flames, but an important part of the Oilers' future. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app, with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit $50 today with promo code EST50. Get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. What is your play of the day, sir?
Xavier Worthy, anytime touchdown tonight as the Kansas City Chiefs are down in Jacksonville taking on the Jags, boosted to plus 200. So head over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials, and you'll see it right there, along with an assortment of other plays. We should do a limerick, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This came in from VR Montenegro. An amazing extension by Connor the GOAT, bringing fans great joy and a chance for Cass to gloat. He says, suck it, big smokers. Enjoy your team of chokers. Y'all need tracheotomies to bypass the throat.
Oh, my goodness. That's a good one. We've had some good ones coming in.
It's going in the list.
That's a good one.
Going in the list. Limerick of the year. That will be an SD category. So, there have been other people that have contributed.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Box Pounder sent one in.
Did he put one in the show? We might have missed that one.
Yes, he did. The limerick from Box Pounder. Our Connor is king of the ice. Today he was signing so nice. 12.5 is a dream. Takes one for the team when he could have just named his price.
He could have.
Very true.
Yeah. He was getting a yes, or the agent was on the other end of the phone call from Stan Bowman.
What are you going to ask Connor tomorrow?
Well, I'd like to ask him why he didn't want a raise. Or why he didn't ask for a raise. That's one for me. How he settled on 2 years. I'd ask. I mean, some of these questions might be asked by my colleagues, but if he, was leaning this way the entire time, or what put him over the hump to actually say, okay, it's decision day. I mean, maybe he always had in his mind, I don't want it to go into the regular season, and he was going to do what he felt was best leaning into that. But those are some of the primary questions for me. What about for you?
Yeah, The why. I want to know the term. Why 2 years? Why not 3? Why not 4?
Yep. And he may not explain it. I mean, he may just say, well, that's what I thought was best. Okay.
And, why today? Why yesterday? Why Monday?
Right.
As opposed, were you still thinking over numbers in your head or a course of a path of action that you were going to follow?
Yeah.
I'd like to know. But you need to be prepared, Reid. What if you're the only person there?
Yeah, I better have a lot of questions.
I mean, you should probably have 10 to 15 questions in your bag ready to go.
Yeah.
Could be.
That'd be incredible. That'd be more surprising than the $12.5 million.
Yes, it would.
The season actually starts tomorrow. There are 3 games tomorrow, triple header. So we're going to make our guaranteed to be correct predictions.
Care to put any teasers out there as to who you might be picking?
Well, we're each going to pick our 8 playoff teams from each conference. We're going to pick who beats who in the Stanley Cup final. And we're going to predict the Oilers' record. Wins, losses, OT shootout losses, and number of points. I was off by 1 point for the Oilers last season.
You were very close.
Didn't you have them winning 57 games or something?
50-something games, yeah.
So we'll do. Do I have any
little
teasers for the people?
Maybe the WS tiers? Something they'd like to hear?
Nope.
Okay. Fine. Me neither. Bruh.
I may be picking all 7 Canadian teams to make the playoffs.
Really?
I may. We'll see.
I may pick a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, my goodness.
Who? I don't know.
Yeah, who? Well, the NHL 26 played its season through, did its season simulation. I saw the article come up on the weekend. It had the Ottawa Senators winning the Stanley Cup over the Edmonton Oilers, and it had the Oilers as 5th in the Pacific, so they were the second wildcard team, and then they went to the Stanley Cup final. Now, these are fun. They're video games. Take it with a grain of salt. Though, as I was reading the summary of the season, something irritated me. You know who their Hart Trophy winner was? Alexander Barkov. So I'm like, well, if you want to do a true season simulation, shouldn't have you started him injured?
True.
I guess they're not that detailed with the roster.
So you said we're doing what? We're
picking the 8 playoff teams from each conference. Teams. So the 3 teams from each division that make it, plus the 2 wild cards in each conference. Who beats who in the Stanley Cup final? And we'll do the Oilers' record.
Ah, yes, that's the last one.
So we'll see how we do.
Record. Shall we?
All right, word of the day.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
First word of the day, sonorous. Sonorous.
Sonorous. How would this be spelled? Sonorous. Sonorous. I'm going to say SONNOROUS. Is there one N? That's what I wrote down initially.
What do I always tell
Concern it. Darn my.
Go with your gut.
Yeah.
SONORO.
That's loud.
SONOROUS.
I need this in a sentence. I don't know what it means.
The baritone's deep, sonorous voice cut through the din of the crowd, the voices immediately halting their conversations to listen more intently.
Like an attention-grabbing singing voice? That's deep? That's bass-like?
Describe something that has a deep, loud, and pleasant sound.
Okay, I didn't do very well there.
Oh, you go. You got 0.5 out of 2.
Really? Okay.
That's pretty bad. Second word, pinnate. Pinnate.
Pinnate. I can only think of one way this would be spelled, though it could be some unusual way.
You might need to make sure there's a double letter in there. Like on sonorous, you did 2 N's.
This one has 2 PINNATE. Okay, well, you gave me a hint for that one, so I lose points. Dun, da, da, da. Pinnate. I will say this means to achieve excellence in something. I'll say it's from the word pinnacle.
Incorrect.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Of a leaf with smaller leaflets arranged on either side of its stalk or stem. It's a leaf.
It's a leaf?
Essentially.
Oh, wow. Okay. I had no idea. Pinnate.
The Toronto Maple Pinnates.
That's what they should be called.
So I'm giving you 0.97.
Why?
Out of 1
Oh, just
on the spelling, because I did give you a bit of a hint.
Well, I gave you a huge hint.
And 0, so...
I don't know if I should get that much. You just want to give me 0.97 for something.
1.47 out of 4. Not bad. Not great.
No, it's not great at all. It is bad.
Good thing people's
I would
minds
say
are
it is bad.
occupied with the big signage, the big extension.
Hopefully no one notices how poorly I did in that. All right.
Can only hope.
Oh, what a show, everybody. Thanks for checking us out. We might get to 250 thumbs after the fact. We're at 231, so some other people tune in and give us thumbs after the fact.
That was close.
Hopefully we get there. So, yeah, McDavid and the Oilers practicing tomorrow. I will be there. We'll talk about the McDavid scrum, whatever he says on this show tomorrow. You'll hear from Jake Walman as well. Sean Bell's on the show tomorrow at 4. He's going to join us every Tuesday at 4 throughout the hockey season. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and the glue guy, Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Enjoy the Monday Night Football and the baseball, too.